Um, Hayden, take us in.
Say a dark heresy!
Okay. After deciding as a group to keep Lady Pagny's secret and reveal to her that you were agents of the Inquisition, Leonandra Pagny pledged herself to the service of Inquisitor Mesmeron, and the two women began scheming how they were going to use the knowledge of Lord Eldon's heresy to further Lady Pagny's position within her family, rooting out heresy and perhaps also some within other bloodlines of Decilium's nobility. Mesmeron offered to place Lord Siegfried von Morton into Lady Pagny's service to deal with the trickier aspects of dealing with nobility within the Colexis sector. Canni continued his plan to improve the security in the carnival by giving more weapons to Jax and his people. Les seemed to approve of Canni's goal. Improving the security of the carnival improved the security of the mansion. As Gaius, Siegfried and Venetta returned from the reckless endeavour late in the evening and headed off to bed, Siegfried passed by the painting on the mezzanine once more, noticing that all trace of the second young girl he had seen earlier had vanished. Only the scowling, glaring girl remained, the one you believed to be Inquisitor Mesmeron as a young child. As he lay in bed that night, Siegfried's thoughts drifted to the dinner and the rather strange day he had had. He'd experienced some strange visions, alterations to the paintings in the mansion, the apparent existence of Mesmeron's twin sister, the strange bending of reality he had witnessed as he heard the two young girls arguing, and the soup, Rashor soup, a soup he had heard of, his favourite, he had thought, even though he had never tried it. It seemed his mind was home to some thoughts and memories that were perhaps not his own. As he finally drifted off to sleep, Siegfried had a strange dream where he once again found himself on Iacanthos and witnessed the Ashleen being led away in chains to a waiting black ship. The dream
and smiled.
Yeah. Lord von Morton found himself within an abbey hidden in the mountains of Iacanthos, and he witnessed a number of Adeptus Sororitas seemingly evacuating the place. Then, deep inside the abbey, he saw a senior member of the Sisters of Battle converse with a strange, twisted hag, one with a writhing, hunched back, and she seemed to speak with two voices at once. You heard as the sister told the hag that Inquisitor Varak had left Inquisitor Silas Mar in charge of the observation of Iacanthos, but now Mar was gone, and Inquisitor Soldavan had arrived, ordering the evacuation of the abbey. Soldavan, of course, is the person that Mesmeron suspects has been tampering with her mind. The hag seemed to then focus on Siegfried, asking who he was and how he had got in there. The sister reacted to the hag's seemingly strange behaviour, demanding to know who she was talking to. The hag tried to divert the question, and the sister called her by name, Persephone, the same name that Alyssa had asked Mesmeron about a few days ago. Despite the obvious aging and twisted features and body, Siegfried noticed the similarity of the hag's appearance to that of Inquisitor Mesmeron herself. The hag began to speak into Siegfried's mind, and then burned away her robe to reveal the twisted mass of protruding flesh from her back, which appeared to be a young male child, also twisted and deformed. The flesh of the two beings intertwined horrifically. The child, too, spoke to Siegfried and said, "Tell her we need her. Please, the tyrant comes, the traveller returns." The dream ended with the boom of the sister's bolter. Gaius too experienced strange dreams, reliving his time on the plagued world of 47 Capella, the moment that Inquisitor Lystog had stormed the camp, defeated the demon responsible for the corruption of the world, Kolhorgath the Diseased. Weakened by the faith of the Sisters of Battle accompanying Inquisitor Lystog, the creature had been destroyed in one blow. You awoke, Gaius, to find Lystog bedecked in his silver power armour, as he was when you first met him, but he was standing in your room. He told you his plan to forge you into an incorruptible weapon had been interrupted by Mesmeron, Soldavan, or Varak, whoever it was that had interfered with his schemes in the Dromar district. But things seem to have worked out anyway, and you now were placed exactly where he wanted you. He told you that he always knew your faith was unquestionable, but he had wanted to test your moral fibre. Would you be able to follow orders, even when they went against what you knew to be right? Would you be able to stand by and allow corruption to go unchecked in order to further a grander plan? So far, Lystog said, you had pleased him. living amongst the wicked sinners of Dramar, reporting, not acting, just as he had asked. He also asked you to continue to play along, to not react to the heresy all around you in the mansion, and to continue to serve Mesmeron until such a time as he returned and told you otherwise. Canni also had a bit of an odd night. His dreams, however, were vague and largely untroubling, but Spring awoke him babbling in fear about the ornament she had stolen, having come back to her room and beginning to multiply. Canni investigated this with her and saw that the floor of her room was being slowly eroded away to construct an ever-increasing pile of tiny replicas of the plaster of Paris big top snow globe. Around this time, he heard a noise outside the room and witnessed Jeeves delivering a frozen human arm to his own room. Canni thanked the servitor for this, and Jeeves replied in the familiar voice of a human child, Alyssa. To ease Spring's mind, Canni spent the night in her room with her and awoke in the morning to find her snuggled up into the folds of his generous armpit. The following morning, at breakfast, Siegfried told Mesmeron he had suffered troubling dreams and wished to speak with her in private. Mesmeron told him to seek her out later in the day. Gaius spoke up too, saying he had also had strange dreams during the night, dreams of Lystug, and that he was no longer sure what was real. Mesmeron explained that she had tried to peer into his mind once before to glimpse the face of Lystug, but had been unable to do so. She speculated this could be because of whoever Lystug is, he has the ability to hide himself from memory, or that someone had altered Gaius's mind, or perhaps it was she, once again, who was victim of some sort of manipulation, making her unable to see the identity of Lystug in Gaius's mind. Mesmeron explained then that each of you were being assigned to work with various organisations. Siegfried was to assist Lady Pagny in her endeavours to become the head of her house. Gaius was to become a fully fledged Arbite, working with Justicar Drummond to get to the root of the heresy infesting Hive Desilium, and to report back to her with detailed notes on everything he saw. Canni was ordered to ingratiate himself with King Sanchez to assist him in his attempts to conquer the criminal underworld and go legit. Canni pointed out that he had never told Mesmeron about this conversation with King Sanchez, to which she said, very little goes on in this mansion, or with my agents, of which I am unaware. She then announced she would be leaving Desilium and returning to Scintilla to get some answers, to which Gladstock expressed his concern and said that she would be arrested, or worse. They can try, Simeon. They can try, she had replied. Okay, so before we get going, I need to shut this curtain that's shining on my screen. I'll be right back.
You mute Hayden, or your mic's not working.
Mic check.
Is that better?
That's fine, mate. I don't know,
Good.
maybe it's just too
That
far away
makes
from
me
your
a
mouth.
Better.
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 Better. You
Better.
don't have near my mouth, so I don't.
Better sound.
I like to listen to you breathe.
So,
I like to watch you sleep.
That's good. At least someone's interested.
right.
Don't worry. I watch you sleep too.
So,
Perfect balance, as things should be.
Gaius,
Yes.
before we begin, I would like you to make a toughness test at -10, please.
Wow.
All right. Come on. Roll a D100. Boom. Oh no, I rolled it twice. I'm gonna I double click there. I'm gonna use a fate point to re-roll that.
Okay.
Boom. Still just too much.
Okay. It's just. What exactly did you roll?
Failed by 0.3 degrees.
Okay.
Toughness 54. So
Unlucky. Of course, you have absolutely no idea what that was for, do
no,
you?
but I feel like it was important. That's why I fate pointed
it. Next up, Siegfried. At some point, obviously, your plan. I mean, I don't know exactly what you're going to do, but your plan was to go to the Wendlelock tonight and sort that mission out. Siegfried, your carry limit is too much, so we'll have to look at doing something with that before you head anywhere. Okay.
Okay. So
Also, Siegfried, you are fatigued.
yes,
and minus 10 to all stats.
good.
And also, you're a little bit depressed.
Killing
your
this
comedown.
I should better.
Let's go to grab something.
So
Okay. Les is. Oh no, Gaius has disappeared.
get some recap down.
A little reminder for you, Canni. Venetta did ask you, I think it was about 3 sessions ago, but in game terms, only yesterday. She did ask you to visit her. She needs to take some measurements for the mesh weave she's been working on for you, because it appears that the first set of measurements she got are incorrect. And the second set also, she had a set from when Mesmeron first took you into the mansion and a set of her own, and neither seem to be quite right anymore. So she needs to make some more accurate measurements.
In a thigh measurement.
Yeah, it was mainly girth of waist, I believe. Gaius, the other thing for you, I can't remember who learnt this. I don't know if it was Siegfried or Canni, but Les was still working on your damaged armor from the fight you had with Seraph.
All right.
She's finished the bracer. Sorry, he's finished the bracer.
Well, it could be she.
But he is still to work.
Nope,
he's still to
no,
finish. That wasn't some like mystery. Les isn't really a woman.
It's big bone Les. That's why I can't call her fat.
It's really big boobed Les.
Boobed Les. Yeah.
Les needs a little bit
down
more
and
time.
Guys, there's a belly.
Les needs a little bit more time with your leg armor, but your arm is ready. Although, if you are going into the Wendlelock, do you really want to be wearing all your
I'm not
armor?
going to be wearing any armor. I'm just going to be dressed as a pleb with my arm and confess my arm as I go through, said it's work related and I'm married to the boss's daughter. That's how come we can afford these upgrades. And I'm going to pose as a foreman as well. So,
the current time is somewhere between 9 and 9:30. Let's call it 9:18 in the morning. Antonia, begins Gladstock, I beg you to reconsider. To return to Scintilla is madness. It was bad enough when they accused you of being a heretic, and now you are a deserter too. You fled the Inquisition after being placed under house arrest. Mesmeron looks around the splendor of the dining room and says, I don't know what you were talking about. This is my house. This is my home. I am still here. And she says with a slightly lopsided smirk, oh, come now. Stop being flippant, Antonia. You know what I mean. There will be questions asked of how you got off world and why the mansion is no longer where it should be. I'll be the one asking the questions, Simeon, of Varak, Soldavan, and whoever else I deem fit. I'm quite looking forward to it. She begins to head towards the door of the dining room. And besides, as far as the Tricorn is concerned, my home is still quite firmly in Hive Sibyllus. Inquisitor, I feel you are perhaps overlooking something. You just openly admitted that it's possible you are still under some sort of control, which explains why you cannot see this lice dug in Gaius's mind, and you're leaving, going back. What if this is a trap? What if this is manipulation? Well, she says, I suppose if it is, I'm powerless to resist. I have no control over my actions, no choice. And if not, well, then I'm going of my own free will, and they won't be expecting me. Besides, if Soldavan or Varak really did trick me into fleeing Scintilla and coming here, why would they then trick me into returning? Let's not forget, you realized you had been tricked into coming here after Spear's arrival. What was Varak doing? Antonia, please, I beg you, I implore you to reconsider. Mesron turns in the doorway and says, Gladstock, I appreciate your concern. I truly do. And you're right. We don't know exactly what is going on here. Soldavan and Varak tricked me into raiding Dramar and Pandora and come here. Of that much I am certain. And yes, Varak also delivered Speyer here. But Varak is smart. I know he does nothing by accident. If he truly brought Speyer here for me, then he must have done so for a reason. I think he wanted me to remember what he and Soldavan did, how they altered my memory, tricked me into coming here, and I intend to find out why, Simeon. There is more to all of this than meets the eye. That much is certain. Please, Antonia.
Transformer.
Please, Antonia, this is reckless. Ah, yes. Thank you for reminding me, Gladstock. Captain Adal, she says into her comm, prep the reckless endeavour for translation to the warp. We leave in 3 days. She deactivates her comm. This matter is not open to debate, Simeon. You will maintain command in my absence. Von Morton, Mortalis, and Canni will provide assistance to their respective patrons, support them in their endeavours. The rest of you, assist them how you can. In the meantime, continue to search for the missing sixth orb. Investigate anything pertaining to the location of Felroth Gelt. Consider this a test of your own initiative. Let's see how you get on without my guiding hand for a while. I'd like to spend a little time with each of you before I leave. Make yourselves available to me over the next few days. And she pauses and looks at Gaius. One more thing. She reaches into a pocket of her robe and pulls out a small cylinder of brass marked with a symbol indicating flammable material. Says, "This is for you. Happy birthday, Mortalis." And
Cool.
she hands the cylinder over to you.
Is that what I think it is?
Use it well. And then she sweeps from the room. You have a one-shot melter charge for your arm.
Oh, nice one. I can vaporize anybody now.
And it
Or
is,
a door.
if you remember, I
Don't
spent a
let
long
me, Canni.
time. If you remember, I spent a long time bugging everyone for your in-game dates of birth. It is literally Gaius's birthday today.
Oh, thanks. Thanks, Mesron. I don't like to broadcast these things, but that's much appreciated. And,
You're welcome.
I'll put it to good use.
She sweeps from the room, closing the door behind her. Gladstock shakes his head in dismay and says, "This is folly. I must convince her to stay." And he stands and heads out of the room. Pauses at the door for a moment and says, "One other thing, Acolytes. A pair of rather large insects were found this morning in the pantry. They gave Missy quite a fright. Do any of you know anything about that?"
Oh, yeah, sure, I put them there.
Oh,
Good eating on one of those. What are they called? Grave bugs, I think. Is it grave bugs?
Grave beetles.
Grave beetles. Yeah, good eating on a grave beetle.
I'm
Especially the
sure.
legs. Delicious.
Canni.
I suggest, Canni,
Delight.
that you offer Missy an apology. She was most upset. She thought they were going to eat her. And
No, we're going to eat them. She's got it all backwards.
Okay, so Gladstock leaves the room and you're all finishing your breakfast. What would you like to do?
Like to set about and make sure we've got everything ready for the heist. Well, the execution, assassination on a fucking, I had his name down a bit ago.
Okay. So let's go through each year. What you know roughly where the Wendlelock is. It's not far from the workers' house. From the documents you had, excuse me, you realise it would take on foot approximately 4 hours to reach the workers' house from the Carnival of Catastrophe. So that should time frame. Obviously, you've got the whole day to do this. So if there's anything you'd like to do before or in preparation for that, now's the time.
Going to ask Vanessa for a toolbox that I can put things in, and see if she can put some sort of anti-scanning dampener on it, so I can put weapons into it. A bit like we had that. Oh no, we had that case, don't we? We had that case, don't we, that we took to the spaceport.
That's really quite big. It's quite a large. It's almost like a large travel chest. It's about 6 foot long. It's a really big thing.
Yeah.
It's designed basically for smuggling a lot of stuff through security systems.
Perfect.
Okay, so you're off to see Vanetta for that, are you?
Yeah, to try and get like a toolbox stuff as well, and then I'll trim down my gear and just take the essentials. But just want to see if there's a way we can take stuff in, like weapons, without in such a way that they can be concealed. Like a hidden compartment in a toolbox, or something like that. Couldn't be scanned. They can't be scanned, or something like that. That could work for smuggling weapons in. Because at the moment we're sort of going in with just like spanners, wrenches, things like that.
With us.
You do know that the entrance, the two entrances to the Wendlelock, it was in Otto's briefing for you that there are weapon scanners fitted to the entrances there.
Yeah,
I'll get my map to take it out before I go.
Yeah.
So I was going to keep my grapple arm with the excuse that I was going to spine fall off a gantry, which is perfectly makes sense. Having a grapple arm if you're some sort of technician.
Yeah.
So I'm draining piping so I can get up there and do my job.
Okay.
Also, spinning handworks, but I don't think through the scans, so I was going to get that taken out before I go. But we can always store tissues in my spare compartment if you want, It's all right. We'll chlorophyll-soaked blankets. There we go. That's a weapon detector won't pick up.
Right, so
big enough to just break a guy's neck.
We could just kill it, just like just unarmed, or just hit him with a wrench. It's an improvised weapon, but I'm sure it'll do the business. It's not going to be
sure whatever Canni does to him will be enough to kill the guy.
Yeah,
I'm not convinced we need to take our weapons in.
I'm not. I'm sure he could literally flail him around the room by his legs. Like,
at the end of the day, what you know about this guy is he's a mid-hive hab dweller who cleans air filters for a living. So he's not like some sort of fucking commando or anything like that.
No, we've just been set to do this guy who's an everyday Joe.
Let's go about weapons. I will need a cable though, because I can strangle him with it.
Right,
and some, like you say, something to put him to sleep, because that'd be a quiet and efficient way of doing it. So that's a good idea, Hayden.
Well, so do it and then get Canni just to beat him to death while he's asleep on the floor. Perfect.
Yeah. Just we can all buff him up.
I wouldn't mind smuggling my multi-key in somehow, but I don't know quite how to do it. So maybe worth speaking to Vanetta. But worst case, I just go in with no weapons, no armor, and deal with him the old-fashioned way.
I mean, I've got a bit of tech use. Guys actually does have tech use as well for helping out. Maybe do the locks and stuff.
You could, if you are taking tools with you, your multi-key could probably easily be hidden amongst the tools. That the security here scans for weapons. You have no reason to suspect that they would rummage through tools unless they detected something.
What about stim? What about stims or something to sedate somebody? You know what I mean? You could put a stim in there and go, look, this because we're working overtime.
What's up, Hayden? Buddy? Like you've had an epiphany.
Yeah. Why don't we get, because we're taking wrenches and stuff in, fat leads to sharpen all the wrenches up so the razor sharp? Like a few select ones hidden in the others, so they all look like wrenches on the scanner, but then we can chop people in the next.
Mono-edged wrench.
Oh, got double wrench snap. Or sharpened wrench death.
All right. So 2 things about what you guys have just said. Stims. So the scan, the scan for weapons. That doesn't include things like stims, obviously. But if for some reason someone searches your toolbox and finds a load of stims or combat drugs, why would air filtration workers have that sort of thing on them? Same sort of thing applies to a mono-edged spanner. Why would you have a mono-edged spanner?
We don't need. I think we should hit him with a blunt spanner. It's just much more personal.
Yeah,
We don't
okay.
need a mono-edged spanner.
Or just a
We do
hammer.
not, no.
Or just
hammer,
or just the palm of my hand. I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's good enough.
If you put a
Break
mono edge, onto a spanner, all it would do is give it an AP 2. It would still be an improvised weapon.
yeah, there's just no need. I don't think for it to overcomplicate it. I don't think.
Yeah, there isn't. Let's just go now and duff them up.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You could always hide.
Do a research
Sort of like,
with his room.
Hayden was on about like Gaius was on about sort of sedating the guy. Surely we could, we could hide it in like an oil can or something like that. Something like an industrial can of grease, something like that. We could put a liquid that could put this guy to sleep, or have some sort of holder to basically put these stims in a small case that was scan proof. And if the toolbox was, well, we don't want the toolbox to be completely scan proof because. You know what I mean? But if we have this like oil can that basically we can then just take the bottom out of, take stims out of it. I know it's elaborate, but it's like it's kind of a bit like it's a cheekiest way of smuggling. Something that we can potentially sedate somebody or stim ourselves up with if we get into bother.
There's no reason you couldn't do that, but there's 2 things. 1, have you got anything that you could give him that would knock him out? And 2, how long would it take to fabricate a fancy Jurassic Park style aerosol can with a hidden compartment?
You got me. Yeah, fuck it. Let's just take it.
I'm not saying you can't do that, but all I'm saying is it would take time to fabricate that.
Yeah,
Well,
let's not.
If you want the death to look realistic, you could also just throw him off the top of the hab place into a place where he's definitely going to die.
That would work.
Because then that's the sort of like most accidental looking way you could have done.
And
throw him out the door of his compartment over the edge into a big hazard.
We could just say he just said to us, he was like, "I've had enough. It's time to end it all," and then just threw himself off there, and we were like, "Oh."
We don't even have to say anything about it. That puts us in questionable things. We wasn't.
Yeah, that's just like, what the hell? Like. I could text you.
You've already made yourself sound guilty by having an excuse to be
God. By the God, Emperor just killed himself.
Oh, so you were there. I'm a police officer. I need to look at these clues in the holes that people's fabricated.
Did he fall or was he pushed? Well,
or did he break his own neck?
Did he break his own neck? Yeah. Did he get really depressed and break his own neck?
Did he stab himself 36 times in the back with a mono spanner?
Did he beat himself round the head repeatedly with a wrench? You know what I mean?
Go mono spanner. I want a fucking mono spanner now.
Okay, so
the future. App 2, baby.
So, Gaius, what are you going to do in preparation for
the
this?
armory?
So you're heading to the armory.
Can I get my eye changed, or shall I wait until after this mission?
You could, but it's going to take a number of hours for the operation because obviously you're having a bulky augmetic replaced with a simpler one.
Actually, I'll wait until afterwards because the
it's
bulky
probably
one looks more lower class, and plus I'll get on perception bonuses with my eyes.
Yes, there's 2 reasons not to do it. One is the time it's going to take to do it, and the other is it's not going to come online. If you remember, your first eye took a few days to come online, and then it didn't come online fully. It didn't have some of the things straight away, and I can't tell you how long that'll take because that is a randomly generated length of time.
Right.
So you're off to the armory for Les.
Get my melter charge taken out.
Yeah, get the melter gun taken out, I suppose.
Gun, yes.
Yep. What have I written? Vanetta. I meant Les. Okay. Siegfried, what are you doing? Oh, Siegfried's gone. Canni, what are you doing in preparation?
Thanks, mate.
Well, first thing, I need the most important thing. I've got like in my inventory a bottle of wine. I don't know if I drunk that or not, or whether it could be there or not. I don't.
You took a bottle of wine from the wine cellar near Mrs. Kitchen.
Uh-huh.
The three of you shared it in the pool room when you were planning.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
infiltration. And then you hid the bottle under a sofa, if I remember right.
That's what I thought. So I'll
Yeah.
take that off my inventory. Just looking for a birthday present for Gaius.
I'm gonna give him Silas Millar's finger bone. So I need to lighten my. It's weighing me down, man.
I've got nothing good there. I've got part bottle of fancy spirits. That'll do, I guess. So first thing, Gaines not there. I say, I'm not going to do much prep, Dave. All I'm really wanting to do is stash my multi keys somewhere. If we've got somewhere like a toolbox.
What sort of tool?
I'm just gonna...
What sort of tool would because we need to make this convincing. We need to ask Vanetta what sort of tools maintenance people would have, like sort of.
Combi tools, probably good start.
Yeah, if we go in there with like a toolbox full of random shit, that would all look like we know what we're doing.
I'm sure Vanetta will know.
Vanetta and Les between them have got a shitload of tools from everything from basic hammers and spanners all the way up to fancy 40k tech.
Yeah.
So yeah,
really, my preparation will just be taking gear and putting it in my room.
Yep.
And just pretty much leaving everything behind. And I'd say I've got a part bottle of fancy spirits, which I think I also robbed from the pool room.
Yep.
I'm going to go up to Gaius and say, Gaius, me old chum! Happy birthday! I got this just for you! And I pull out this part bottle of spirits, fancy spirits.
I tell you what, nobody apart from Mesmon has got me a present in years because I never told anybody what my birthday is, but I'm actually quite excited about this. First time in my life I've been excited about something. Can you believe her?
Yeah. Let's see. I'll hand over the part bottle of spirits and clap you on the back. Say, happy birthday, mate!
Shall I take a toughness test?
No, he's not trying to kill you.
I say, well, I best be getting off to see Missy. Seems like I've given a little shock.
One second, I'll just slap him on the back with my bionic arm and say thanks. Not trying to kill him either.
So,
but just enough so he knows I've actually touched him because he's a big bastard. He won't probably feel it if I did lightly with my normal hand.
So, Gaius, if you want to add a part bottle of spirits to your inventory.
Oh, 1 second, Canni.
What's up, mate?
What do you think you're doing? I'm going to get the bottle. I'm going to have a swag out of it and go, happy birthday to me, you too.
We got a mission. We can't possibly drink on before a mission, can we? Oh, go on then. Take the.
I'm just stood there shaking my head. It's my birthday, man.
Yeah, fine. I'll take a swag.
Okay. Gaius and Canni, both of you give me a carouse test, please.
Ooh, is it plus?
Plus 40 for you, plus 30 for Gaius.
You know, Canni.
Natural one.
Amazingly, the bottle of spirit seems to be more full now that you've had it. No. I don't really know how to reward you for a 1 in this situation. So I'm going to keep that critical success for something else. How's that?
Sure.
That's great. That's a great deal.
Oh, thank you very much. And I'll leave that bottle in my room for later with what's left over and then go down.
That's to get out of a fail free card.
Well, it wouldn't be
out of fail. I love it.
It wouldn't be something like, a life-threatening situation, but it would be something less critical than that, but it would still be a worthwhile reward. But I don't know how I can reward you for a 1 on a fucking drink test, really.
Like for example, like blagging our way through security or something like that,
Well, a lot of that's going to come down to the paperwork that Otto forged and the oath cogs that Vanetta made. rather than
Do you like
anything
the
you
wooden
say.
swords I've made for the kids, everyone?
So very
Nice.
cool.
Yeah.
They little lap swords.
No, it's wooden swords.
All right. Okay.
You've got to start with wood.
Wood.
You know,
Start them
the
off.
pain.
If they hit each
Just
other,
make
they
you
pick
immune-
up as well.
Get you immune to pain. That's all.
Machete type one. We've done a flame enchantment on the side. I'm not sure if you can see that, but we did a little,
That's cool.
flame enchantment on the side for it because everyone wanted to flame in. So, we've got Machete of Doom. That's actually good for home protection, I think. Yeah, you can destroy a garage with it. Brilliant. Anyway, sorry, I just want to get that in. It's quite tough for them. First time I used Jigsaw ever.
Very
Right.
cool.
So Gaius is off to see Les. Siegfried is off to see Venetta.
Mm.
Canni is off to see Missy. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I'll deal with Canni first because I just happen to have Canni's little folder open at the minute.
And the bug's still crawling around. Combat with. Let's go. Corpse beetles.
So you head down to the kitchen, and as you open the door, Missy and Thomas are sat there. Thomas is still in his little sort of specialized high chair that he's got. Missy is sat at the table next to him, and they're eating their breakfast. And Missy jumps up as you enter and turns to face you, smoothing down her apron. She goes, "Oh, it's you, Canni. Good morning. Nice to see you."
Missy, always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. I bought
And
a little present for young Thomas.
A present for Thomas? Sorry, a present for Thomas? Why, that's very kind of you.
I'm gonna pull out the wooden arena toy.
Oh, yeah?
I got from Chopper Baz the other day.
One of your folds of fat.
my hidden cavity, which is in between two rolls.
Yeah. Not
she
the
looks it
endless
over.
supply of snow globes.
She looks it over, and I would like you to make it'll be a fellowship-based test. If you've got charm or anything like that, you can use that, and you will get a +30 to it.
Oh, definite time to use a fate point here.
Okay.
Make the boy like it.
Got to butter Missy up. Keep that butter flowing.
Okay.
Mr. Bombastic.
Sure.
Say it again.
Melt him a bit more.
She takes it with a big grin on her face. She says, "Well, Canni, that's most kind of you. Look, Thomas, look what the nice man brought you." And she passes it over to him, and he just goes, and he starts like just grabbing it and banging it up and down. He obviously doesn't really know what to do with it, but he seems quite excited by it. And she turns back to you and says, "That's ever so nice of you, Canni. You really didn't have to do that."
Oh, it's nothing. Don't think anything of it. The reason I came down is I've been told I owe you an apology.
An apology? Well, whatever for?
Well, I brought you. I heard you were low on food, right? So I got you a couple of grave beetles. Good eating on a grave beetle, there is. Especially the legs.
Well, my Canni, I wish you'd have warned me. When I first opened the pantry door this morning, I thought they were going to eat my legs off. They came rushing towards me like I don't know what. Luckily, Titulos was nearby, and he dealt with them. But yeah, I must admit I was a little bit afeared at the time. But yeah, thank you. I'm sure I can find something to do with them. Do you know any good recipes?
Yeah, I do know a good recipe. Old beetle stew. It's a mainstay of the carnival.
I was thinking about stew. I noticed some of the meat in the thorax was a little tough. I thought, a little tenderization, few hours soaking, perhaps in some ale or a nice red wine, and there'd be some good eating, I'm sure.
You know it, Missy. You know it. So yeah, and I also brought you some special mustard. Now this is the good stuff.
Oh, she says, special mustard?
Yeah,
Wow.
only the best. The very best mustard that the carnival has to offer.
And she
Oh, no.
takes it and says, well, I will have to experiment with this.
Made with 50% mutant sperm.
And she opens the small jar you've got and takes a whiff and goes, whoo that smells mighty strong, Canni.
Hey, it's got a kick to it, let me tell you.
Maybe I can make some sort of beetle Wellington out of it or something like that.
All right, Peter Wellington, yeah. There's something else I wanted to say to when I'm down, and I've totally forgotten what I was.
Distracted by Beetle Wellington.
Sorry?
Distracted by the Beetle Wellington.
No, there's something else, but it'll come back to me later. So, what did I say? I wanted something. I forget about it. All right.
You notice as you're talking, she's gazing at you with a rather strange look on her face, one you haven't seen before. She seems to be lost in thought, just sort of looking at you a little oddly for a minute with a smile on her face as though she's remembering something.
Okay. Right. That's annoying me now. There was something else I wanted to do, but I can't remember what it is. So, I'm gonna make my
pack lunch for
pack lunch.
For
That's a very good idea. I just had a very good thought. I just had a great idea. I don't suppose you could fix me up a sandwich, could you, Missy?
A sandwich?
I'm going on a mission.
Oh, a mission! That sounds exciting.
Yeah.
I'll get you something knocked up. You pop on back before you leave.
Oh, you're
Guys,
an angel, Missy.
I'm just gonna come into Canni. I'm like,
yeah, that's what I feel like doing as well.
You down in the kitchen.
Yeah, down in the kitchen, Missy. I just I owe an apology about them beetles.
Oh, you seem to be
gave
on
her an
open
awful
comms
fright.
here.
Right.
Hello, lads. Canni,
Hello,
can you get me
lads.
some
I
biscuits
ain't
off
going
to
to
my arm
there for
spot?
a second.
Good eating on those beetles. So I'm told. Couldn't possibly get, those one of those special packed lunches that you get, you get from Missy. Could you get me like a downsized version of one of those? If it's possible for Missy to do that, that'd be great. Just something that'll work, in mid-hive.
Yeah,
maybe
I'll ask her,
maybe a flask of recap. Flask of
Yeah,
recap
some-
that can be converted into a silence. I don't know.
some synthetic cheese.
Definitely some synthetic. That's what they have. Some re-cheese.
The old corpse cheese.
The corpse cheese.
The old corpse cheese. To farm that plenty on my home world.
Reconstituted corpse cheese.
Yeah.
Just like
Well,
the one that used to make.
You'll be pleased to know.
All of it.
You'll be pleased to know that that since Otto and company returned from their shopping trip, they actually bought some proper food, not your average mid-hive of food. They bought a lot of it from the upper hive, so it's probably like space brie or something like that. I don't know.
I just remember what I was going to say to Missy, but it's like now it's not even worth it. So
I know the devil's in the details. I mean, if you've got some reach, that's the sort of thing that a work would have. Can you ask her if she's got any reach?
Yeah, I'm all over that. See, I've just got Mr. Lord Siegfried on the comms. He's wondering if you've got a re-cheese sandwich on the go for him. Bit of re-cheese and pickle.
Oh, you were talking to
Well, he was talking to me most of all, but yeah.
you were talking to Mr. Siegfried. I thought for a moment you'd lost your mind. Well, just so happens I was thinking about making you a little bit of a meta chicken sandwich, but if Lord Von Martin would prefer cheese.
That's great.
Meta chicken will do.
Meta chicken mayo.
And pickles. With a special mustard. Why not? Give it a kick.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry about those grave beetles. I would have left you a note, but I can't read or write.
You can't read or write.
No, never had the patience.
Well, Surely someone in the house could help you with that, Canni. In fact, I'd be happy to teach you in my spare moments.
Oh, that's very, very kind. But I've managed 21 years without reading and writing. I think I don't need to learn now.
What an alphabet is.
Yeah. Well, alphabet spaghetti, though, that does interest me.
That's the other way to make Canni learn.
But no, have you got any? I'm more than happy to learn to cook off you, Missy. But there's no need to teach me to write or read. I don't need to, unless it's instructions on a packet.
Well, you want to learn to cook, Canni? When you get a free moment, you pop on down. I'd be glad to help you with that.
That's fantastic.
Okay.
I'll
So
spot
Missy,
the candle.
Missy begins assembling some meta chicken and cheese sandwiches for you all.
Excellent.
Are you
Really
hanging
quick
around, Canni, or are you going somewhere else while that happens?
I'll probably head off the Veneta, I think, next.
Okay, cool.
I'm lost
note here. I've read a note. It says synthetic cheese. I don't know why I've written that down. I don't know. So I've got a piece of paper in front of me. There's one word like synthetic cheese.
I've got mustard.
Good.
It's a new thing. A new thing we've invented.
I've got mustard.
Cheese for the 41st millennium.
I've got mustard, packed lunch, cheese written down in front of me.
It's important to take good notes as a GM, isn't it?
Yeah. The daft thing is, these are the things I make a note of, and then I don't make a note of the really important plot-related shit.
You just come back to it tomorrow and go, what the fuck does it mean?
Yeah.
I'm going to put the fan on.
Okay, so you're heading off somewhere.
Okay.
Heading off to Veneta.
Veneta.
So, Siegfried, you head down to the workshop. Veneta was absent at breakfast. She was in her workshop as usual. You walk in, and she is... What is Veneta doing? Let me just have a look. Because I do know what Veneta's doing. Honest. Yeah, she stopped doing that to do something else. What was she doing? Yeah. Okay. So you walk into the workshop. Veneta's hunched over her desk. She seems to have tidied up a little bit more once again over the night. The workshop's very nearly back to its original condition. Her favourite anti-grav platform is now happily hovering away in the corner. The servo arm is upright. It seems to have been welded back together where Canni hacked a big chunk out of it. There's still a few bits and pieces of shit around on the floor, pieces of metal and wood that Canni fucking managed to leave. The hover land speeder is still a bit fucked up. So is the ground car, still got a big smash in its window where the hover vehicle went through the front windscreen. And she's hunched over her workbench, and she appears to be drawing something. And she looks up as you come in and says, all right, Lord Von Morton, good morning. Is there something I could do for you?
Veneta, good cyber woman thing. Lady. Could you do me a favor?
He's a ladies' man.
Good job.
Yeah. Charm test fail on 100. But she won't compute that anyway, so it's all right. We could really do with some work tools. The sort of thing that, people that repair things in the mid-hives, like air conditioning or anything like that, would sort of use, that we could take in, and potentially anything that could be weaponized that wouldn't look suspicious. Now, it's just for a side project we've got. It's all part of a greater scheme, as you probably appreciate. But yeah, we just need some tools. A nail gun, perhaps, would be, exciting, or a spanner. Anything that could be used to great effect to potentially fix someone. And then I'll just fix with a look. Fix someone.
Okay. She says,
or something that needs fixing. Or something that needs fixing.
Yeah, I can do that. Give me 5-10 minutes, and I'll get you some stuff together. All right.
You mind if I take a seat? I'm happy to.
Yeah, Be my guest. She gestures around. There are no chairs in here except for the ones in the vehicles.
What about the hover?
The what? Sorry.
The hover platform. Is that got anything I could just sit on that? Is it interesting?
Yeah. You can sit on the hover platform. It
I'm gonna
floats about a foot off the ground. So yeah, you could sit on that. Okay.
I'll sit on that and just like an house. You know, watch us creepily as she gets these tools together.
She looks round at you as you sit on it, and she goes, "Be careful on there, haven't you? I've just repaired it after its little accident."
I've been working out. Don't worry.
And she spends the next 10 minutes or so walking around the workshop. She finds a small toolbox. In fact, she finds two. And she begins putting various things in there, hammers, spanners, a few tools you don't recognise. You do see a nail gun get put into one of them as well.
Perfect.
Well, it's more like a bolt gun, not as in a 40k bolt gun. It's more like a gun designed to fire a bolt into something rather than a nail. Place up close, it would grab onto a surface, and then you could fire this fixing through.
Could you do me a favour, Vanessa? If you have a moment, could you grind me down one or two bolts with a bit of a point?
She says, yeah, sure. So she, after she's finished messing around with all these tools into these toolboxes, she spends a little time with a small handheld angle grinder, just grinding a dozen or so of these bolts into points. They look like miniature fucking vampire hunting stakes now.
Excellent. No, just the ticket. A mid-hive repair. Thank you.
And I would like you to make a fellowship test while you're in there.
Yeah.
You can use charm or anything like that if you have it.
Yeah, right.
And it'll just be a straight test, this.
I'll just do.
Okay.
Oh, good.
Okay. So that's the next sort of 10, 15 minutes this is going on. Meanwhile, Gaius, you head to... Oh, shit. What have I just done? There we go. That's all right. You head downstairs to the armory. Les follows you because Les was at breakfast. And as you're walking along, he says, "Oh, and Gaius, sorry, mate, I didn't fucking know it was your birthday, did I? Many happy returns and all that."
Lost your sound again, Hayden, buddy. You're muted and your mic's miles away. You're muted as well on the software.
There we go.
Well then, Les. I just thought you could do me a few favours here. Seems it's my birthday and all that.
Yeah,
I hear you doing
come on down. Are you doing what, sorry?
No. I didn't hear anything. So, how's my armour coming on?
Yeah. It's all right, mate. It's all right. Come on, this way. And as he's leading you down the stairs to the basement, he says, "The arm's finished. Just finishing off the leg. It's going to take me, I don't know, a few hours. I'll have it done by the end of the fucking day, won't I?" Yeah.
I don't need to rush, Les. I'm not wearing it. I'm not wearing it today. Take your time. Do a good job. Don't worry, Les. Don't feel panicked.
Always do a good job, guys. You fucking know
always
that.
You always do a fucking good job. But, what I'm saying is one man who knows how to hunt down a heretic and take your time and stalk her to get the best results. This is just what it's like with any workmanship in life. You've got to take your time and make sure it's right.
Yeah. Anyway, and he opens the door to the armory, which you notice for the first time isn't locked. And he leads you into the armory through the storage area, and you see all these suits of armor and racks of weapons that you've accumulated over the last fucking week and a half or whatever it is. He leads you into the back room, and he points at the bench, and you see the blue bracer of your armor, and it's quite obviously been repaired, resprayed in its original color, and then he's like tarnished it and aged it a bit. put a few scratch and scrapes in, so it doesn't stand out, compared to the rest of your armor. He says, "There you go, mate. Fucking vintage, we call that. Pre-vintaged."
Why is it all bad, Les?
He says, "It's not bad. Look carefully."
I'm looking, and it looks bad.
As you look, you realise the what looks like damage.
I
is
know
purely
this. I know.
cosmetic.
I understand what he's saying.
He says,
All right.
It says use undercover, yeah? Use undercover. You don't want to be running around in brand new looking fucking enforcer armor, do you?
it just brought me back to my days of getting my arm on for the first time. It was nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, this Les looks amazing. You've done a really good job. I love the vintage.
No problem, mate. The leg piece is over there, and you see the leg piece still has a big split in it from where Venetta's blade penetrated it.
Has Les's arm? Has he replaced his arm yet?
Not yet. No. No, he's still got his two big, ugly, cumbersome arms.
So, Les, when are you gonna move that arm off?
Well, I was talking to Pench about that last night over a couple of drinks, and he said he'd be happy to do it sometime this week. But he's got quite a few patients in the infirmary, so I don't want to fucking push him. What if he fucking neglects them and someone dies and it's my fault? What if it's all my fault? No, he's going to get it done this week some point, guys.
Shit, Les. It seems you got some pent up drama hiding down there. Something. Anything? Quick sip of wine wouldn't start.
I mean, I shouldn't really. I'm on duty. And he takes the wine as he's saying this. And next, is this the bottle that Canni gave?
Yeah.
Fancy spirits, not wine.
Yeah, fancy spirits. Yeah. And he necks a shot, and passes the bottle back to you. Says, "Oh, fucking hell, that's good. Where'd you get that?" Canni. Yeah. He's an interesting fella.
Birthday present. Yeah, it seems all right.
Yeah.
He's a dodgy cunt, but I actually like him.
Most of us in here are dodgy one way or another, mate.
Yes, you all are blatant dodgy people.
He says he sort of looks. He looks at it for a minute. He says, I feel a bit bad, really, Gaius. If I'd known it was your birthday, I'd have fucking got you something, wouldn't I? But I didn't know. And the only thing
just put my hands together and look wide-eyed at him when he's telling me like a big puppy.
He says, but I mean, the only thing I can give you really is something out of the armory, which I mean you can take anyway. So it seems a bit pointless. So I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to owe you a fucking present, mate. I'm going to owe you a present. I'll get you a present by the end of the week. You got my fucking word. You've got Big Boned Leslie's word that I'll get you a fucking present.
Well, Les, thank you very much. You don't have to, but I could tell you what you could do for me. You could take this melter gun out of my arm so I don't get sussed on the mission.
Yeah, I can do that.
You'll clip that for me and show me how it's done at the same time.
Yeah, I'm sure we can figure it out between us. Let's have a fucking look at it, shall we?
Yeah, don't let my hand fire off.
Yeah, if you want to just...
It's happened in a few bad situations so far in my room.
Oh, fuck.
You don't want to be gripping when that thing fires. God, man.
I know what you mean.
Flagellation took a new aspect in life then.
Yeah, I can imagine that would be a bit messy. Which reminds me, I've written the next chapter of my book.
Have you? It doesn't involve grapple hand masturbation.
Yeah, oddly enough, no, there ain't none of that. He gestures you over to his bench and says, and he pushes a little chair up. So have a seat. Put your arm down for us.
Okay. I'm sitting. My arm's down. I'm listening.
Okay. He retrieves a very sort of well-worn, rusty-looking sort of craft knife, and he begins to slice down the artificial skin of your forearm. Sorry, and it doesn't hurt you. You've got no nerve endings in that part of your arm. But he makes a bit of a bad job of it. It's not really a very neat, precise cut. He's kind of a little bit all over, and he's more or less hacking at it. And he's like, just fucking hold still. Yeah, fucking just sort of sawing away. It's not got the precision that you would get from, say, Dr. Pench. And after a few minutes, he finishes messing around with the flesh part, which is obviously not his area of expertise. And he begins to.
Is there like a rectangle of flesh left out now?
No, he's just slit it. He's just slit the arm, and he's prizing the.
I was going to pick that up and slap him around the face for doing a bad job if he had.
No, he's just slit a line so he can reach in, and he's going to then. This would be one of those.
As Les puts the knife in for the first time after all this has happened, before this has all happened, Dave, I'm going to go there. I'm just going to go, ah! Like that. What does Les do?
Hang on a sec. I've just rolled something. I need to.
I didn't think I was just going to play with him for a second. It don't matter. Forget about that. Well, let's just carry on.
Well, I can deal with that. I was just making a note of what he'd rolled for his thing. If you wanted to do that, are you making?
I'll just. I'll pretend to be paid when he first puts his knife in.
He doesn't fall for that. He just says, "Oh, fuck off, Gaius, you silly cunt." He knows exactly what your arm is.
Yeah.
And then he spends the next 15, 20 minutes on doing various screws and catches. And he sort of explains a few bits about how this is done as he's going, and he tells you about it's important to remove the power coupling before taking out the weapon. And as he says this, you notice he hasn't actually decoupled the power coupling.
Well, let's
too late. He pulls the melter out of your arm, and there's this burst of energy. It doesn't hurt you. It doesn't cause you any damage, but you can clearly see the power cable for your melter gun is now dangling slightly. He goes, "So yeah, guys, that's how you don't fucking do it, right?" Whoops.
What was that?
Silly
like
me.
demonstration? My arm don't move for a second.
Yeah,
as I try and lift it up to talk to him.
Your arm still works. It's just the melter gun.
Yes, the melter gun's out.
He puts it down on the side and says, "Yeah, sorry about that. Don't worry, I'll fix it. Yeah, I'll fix it." He didn't roll very well on his test to get that out. That's why he broke it a little bit.
Can I get a +10 for mine? My tech skill as a both. Well, I'll be like maybe give him a bit of it because he said together.
It's not something you've ever done before, and it's not an obvious thing, so you wouldn't be able to assist him really.
All right.
Okay. Where have I put that? Where's that? Okay. Right. So, is there anything else you'd like to do with Les before we move on?
Right. Is that all screwed back up then, Les?
Yeah. So he quickly replaces the panel without incident, but the cut that he's made is quite jagged, and he picks up a stapler, a sort of industrial stapler, and says, "Now, I mean, I can put it back together with this, or Pench might be better at sealing it up."
I might go see Pench actually.
Probably advisable.
Good machines, but looking at this cut on my arm, I'm pleased you aren't my surgeon, mate, but I'm pleased you are my armourer.
Yeah, well, I can turn my hand. My hand.
Me too. I'll start spinning my hand.
We got no ends. Let's have a little hand for Gaius and Les.
I've got one here.
And it is a little bit smaller than the other one as well. Fucking hell.
Shit. I've never noticed that before. I'm going to go out of Les. Gonna have to hide the other one in the jacket like generals of old.
Yeah, no one's going to notice that, Gaius. Unless they're really paying attention to your hands, and why would they be doing that?
Could be a nail, Adeptus Nailonicus Surgicono.
Yeah, I don't think that exists. I think you made that up. You can't fool me.
From Nailocanum. Anyway, I'm off.
Right,
you
take care, and I'll see you in a bit.
I'll see you in a bit. Thanks for everything, Les. See you later.
No worries.
Right, go off to the infirmary to see Pench.
So you're heading off up to see Pench. Canni, you were heading to see Veneta, yes?
Mm-hmm.
You get in there sort of halfway through. Excuse me, that fucking curry I've had, it's playing havoc with me. You get in halfway through.
Your curry.
Yeah. You get into the workshop halfway through. Venetta's messing around with these bolts. She's assembled two toolboxes full of tools.
Full of curry.
Siegfried's sitting on the hover platform, and Venetta's still sharpening some of these bolts as you walk in.
I'm going to walk in. Is that robotic arm? Is that what's the condition of that, Dave?
It's been repaired. You can see there's a weld on it where you hacked it with your cleaver, but it is back upright and it appears powered up, but it's not doing anything at the minute. It's just standing by the workbench.
I'm going to fix it with a long appraising look for a moment.
Okay.
Go Siegfried, Venetta, he's not bothering you, is he?
She says, no, Canni, he's not bothering me. He's just come down for some tools for your little excursion.
Our little mission, yeah, nice one. What we got then? I suppose you got a hammer, have you?
Yeah, there's a couple of hammers in there.
I'm especially fond of a hammer.
We've even got a nail gun.
Oh, very good. I'm gonna take my multi-key. I'm gonna chuck it in the toolbox. I'll just chuck that in there. Might come in handy.
Venetta comes over, chucks a few of the bolts into the toolbox and goes, there's two normal quarter-pound hammers. And she goes, and there's also this. And she holds up a hammer with a weird-looking box on the back and a little arm, and she presses a button and the hammer goes...
Well, that is a quality piece of gear, that. I'm going to look at it appraisingly.
She says, yeah, I brought it out with me when I first came to the mansion. It used to belong to my old master.
Oh, yeah? It's got a name.
What, the hammer?
Yeah, the hammer. You got to name your weapons, don't you? Don't you name your tools?
No, but I suppose I could.
Yeah, give it a name.
She says, okay.
Sorry, Dave.
Perfectly good name.
I was just looking. I was trying to remember something. I've got it here. She says, Venris.
Yeah, it's a good name. Good name. We should be sure to. I should be sure to use this hammer for the killing blow. That's if Siegfried don't get in there first.
She says, yeah, Venris, yeah.
I could always nail him to the wall. So, my beard and be like,
Someone told me you needed my measurements, Vanessa. What was that for? What do you need me my measurements? You have my measurements.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, thing is, these eyes of mine, they're quite precise. You know, they notice subtle differences. And when I was working on something for you, the measurements that Mesmeron had stored in a database, full biometric scans and all that, it didn't really match up with what I perceived with my eyes. So I just wanted to get some proper measurements because I'm working on that. And she points to the corner where there's like an armourer's dummy, and draped across it is this fine mesh weave robe, for want of a better word. The last time you saw this, it was quite a long robe. It was, sort of shoulders all the way down to the ankles type thing. What she seems to have done is cut the bottom half off it and use the links from that bottom half to expand the chest size to fit you. And you recognise this is the armour that was taken from the heretic Somnus Halbrel.
Well, it's coming along nicely. Looks a bit tight though.
She says, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know how Mesmeron's got her measurements wrong, but I've still got the material left.
Yeah, good. Yeah, I don't know why she's got the wrong measurements. But yeah, feel free. Scan away.
Yeah,
and he drops his pen.
No problem. If you could just, take take your top off.
You what? Is this some kind of ruse?
No. I just need to get your precise measurements. You know, there's not a lot of spare material, so.
No worries. I'm gonna. I'll strip off my my heavy leathers and poor quality streetwear.
Okay.
Oh.
As you do this, two small servo skulls emerge from behind Venetta's workbench, and they begin spiraling around you, up and down, round and round, as soft red light flickers out across your body. And Venetta watches, and I would like you to make an awareness test, sight-based, at +20. Okay.
Canni's blissfully unaware.
Okay.
Feeling a bit vulnerable because his top's off.
Oh, he's used to it in the arena, surely.
I know. He's in front of a beautiful cyborg
lady.
So this happens for
metal lady.
She's not metal.
She's not overly augmented, is she? Dave gives us a picture of her in dining dress.
She's just the right level of augmetic.
She's just got a few cables, and she's told you before she's had something done to her brain. She's had her brain enhanced, and one of her arms, I think, one of her forearms is augmetic. The rest of her is as far as and her digestive system's been replaced. She's told you that before. And after it's only a couple of minutes. This
I'm gonna suck my gut in a little bit and strike a pose.
Okay.
Measurements
All
out.
right.
Recalibrating.
I would like you to make
Error.
Make a deceive roll.
I would like you to make a test of some description using your fellowship. Any skill you want to use for that, charm, deceive, whatever you want to do, you're welcome to. You would get a +30 for this anyway, so.
That's a pass on a +30.
Yep. You see, as you do this, as you suck your gut in a little bit, she gives a soft little smile, little flirtatious smile. And after a couple of minutes, this scan is complete, and she says, thanks for that, Canni. You can put your top back on now if you want,
But no, I was wondering if you could help me out. I've got a bit of a problem, you see, and I need your technical mind.
All right, okay.
Yeah, it's a problem I think only you could help with.
Righto, okay.
You see, we've got a missing woman out in the carnival. What's her name again? This Birdman's fucking woman.
Oh, her name is.
Needs to get a bait too.
It's on the to-do list, I think. Oh, I've just put Horace the Birdman's mate. I've forgotten her name.
Well,
Mate.
we'll call her. I think I began with an I for some reason, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Anyway, good mate of mine, best buddy mate of mine, Horace the Birdman. His wife's gone missing, and I don't know what to do.
All right.
Maybe one of these, and I'll point at one of the little service skulls, give it a little flick or something. So, I wonder if you could maybe send one of these out and do a little bit of a scan or something.
Yeah.
Is that within your capabilities? See, old Horace, I promised him I'd find this missing woman. You wouldn't make a liar of me, would you?
Yeah, I'll see what I can do.
Such a bully.
Her name was Millie.
Millie, okay, very good. Yeah, what would you need of this Millie? Anything? What do you need? Would you need me to get some of her, I don't know, some of her hair or clothing or something?
Yeah, I mean, something like that would definitely make it a little easier for me to try and track her down. Yeah, but I know you've got stuff to do today. If you want, I can take a wander, do a little bit of investigating for myself, if you like.
Yeah, that'd be good. I mean, you can't miss old Horace the Birdman. He's the one who looks like a fucking pigeon, really. But yeah, and he's
looks like a bird. Yeah,
looks like a fucking pigeon, doesn't he? The fucking yeah. But yeah. Don't worry about that. He's nice as pie.
Oh, okay.
Bit morose, but don't let that bother you.
Okay, cool. I'll take Spring with me or something. A girl's day.
Yeah, girls' day out. That's a good idea. That. Yeah. And yeah. Just tell him Canni sent you, and I'm sure he'll help you out. I'm sure he'll give you what you need.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. A bit of time away from the workshop. It'd be good fun. Yeah.
Yeah. And tell Spring to keep an eye on you. Like it can be a bit dangerous out in the Canni.
I can look after myself, Kenny. You know that.
Yeah. I do know that.
And she pats her plasma pistol.
Okay.
she's
Well, that should do the trick.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, Siegfried, I put you in an order of a Meta chicken mayo sandwich with extra cheese.
Oh,
It's coming right up.
Work, Canni.
And a side of pickle.
You truly are the god emperor's work when you do things like that. Thank you.
Yeah.
As you say this, Vanetta says, "Oh, cool, Meta chicken. Oh, I remember that. I used to love me some Meta chicken back when I could eat, normal food." Don't get me wrong, the stuff that Pench and Missy cooked up for me last night at the dinner, that was pretty good, but yeah, it don't be the real thing.
Yeah, what'd you have at this dinner then? Yeah, I didn't get invited for some reason. I don't know why though.
It was quite fancy, Kenny. I'd never had nothing like it, and to be honest, I think you'd have still been angry afterwards. Little portions, fancy little portions.
Oh, that's no good to man nor beast.
It was nice. We had like a fancy soup, and we had some sort of animal remains for the main course, and then some weird dessert. I don't know what the fuck it was, but yeah, I'll be honest. I wasn't paying a lot of attention as to what happened. I was too busy fucking staring at the thing in Lady Pagny's hair. Yeah, little device.
What's she got in her hair? Like she got a bit of tech in there, is she?
Yeah, it was something like implanted in his skull. Never seen nothing like it. Didn't know what it was.
All right, do you want me to get it for you?
Well, no, I don't think that'd be a good idea. It might kill her or something if you pulled it off.
Oh, all right, okay. So you don't want me to get it?
No. But I'm gonna.
Right, okay.
I'm gonna find out.
I could knock her out maybe and bring it to you.
It's not a bad idea, but I mean, Lady Mesmeron might not be too pleased with that.
Oh no, I wouldn't want to displease Mistress Mesmeron, would I? No. I would never do.
Nobody dares displease Lady Mesmeron, do they? No. And you detect in her voice a little bit of sarcasm there, like, she's maybe not the biggest fan of Inquisitor Mesmeron.
Well, I'm afraid she's my owner, so I have to.
Compliance.
Okay,
right. So that's me pretty much done here, I think.
Okay.
So yeah, Vanetta finishes with the tools. Siegfried hands you these 2 toolboxes full of bits and pieces.
I'm like, Canni, do you want to grab one of these and complete our cover? I'll adjust towards the larger toolboxes.
No worries. I'll take the toolbox and I'll make sure I flex a little bit while I'm.
I'm sure guys would. And then I'm just going to turn and leave. Thank you very much.
Okay, so your tools ready. There's the simple matter of your weight limit, Johnny. Obviously, you've all said you're not going to take weapons, so I need you all, unless you've got any other plans, to do a bit of inventory management. The highlight of every RPG.
This is the highlight. The finest time.
I would just say we're going in with clothes and tools.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, I'm basically I'm not taking anything apart from a pack of low sticks.
Yeah, I'm not going to either.
And
clothes and tools, Dave.
So that's what we're taking.
Everything else
it's probably easier to list what I am taking rather than what I'm not.
Yeah, if you want to do that for me, please. So, Canni, we'll start with you.
I say multi-key. What did we say? Poor quality streetwear. I say the heavy leathers, the armor. Is that's probably too much for a workman, isn't it? So we'll just go with the streetwear.
There's something I forgot to mention. When you do all head back to your room to drop off your respective rooms to drop off your gear, there is laid out on your bed some one-piece overalls that you asked Missy to make for you.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, so put those on, and I'm just gonna go myself bare, and that's what I am.
Well, would we need rebreathers or anything like that? I'd probably take a rebreather with me if I was working in a mechanical environment, or possibly either infrared or photo contacts, just because if I was still in the dark in a dark tunnel or something like that, I might need.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
a bad idea. That's not a bad idea.
Yeah.
So I'd like to take, please, multi-key in the toolbox,
Yeah.
photo contact, a pack of glow sticks, and a lighter.
Yeah.
And my overalls.
Yep. Lighter, sticks. Yep. Okay. Siegfried, rebreather, photo contacts, overalls.
Yeah, overalls as well.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay. Gaius.
Can I get away with using an Auspex or having an Auspex somewhere, or is that too much?
You could maybe get away with an Auspex. You use it to detect cracks in ventilation systems,
Yeah.
things like that.
I say I consider that. I don't know if it's probably a good idea. I think.
So I'll have a respirator as well as that, and some anti-rad tabs.
Okay.
And what else? Would I need my photo visor? Or that'll look too commando-ish.
Yeah, the contacts that
Photo contacts.
Siegfried are using, they are contact lenses, so they're easily hidden, whereas a visor is a bit more obvious.
I'll leave mine then, and I'll just stick with the rebreather.
Okay.
Just said.
Oh shit! Hang on. Did I do something wrong here?
I've got a hammer, spanner, and screwdriver stored in my inventory items as well. Taking them.
I mean, yeah, there's no reason you can't take them.
Belt them to my belt.
Hammer, spanner, screwdriver. Yeah, okay. Right, Gaius, as you're stripping all your gear off and just down to the bare minimum, putting your overalls on, you notice something leaning against the wall of your room. It's a shield, and it is huge. It's nearly as tall as you are. It features a clear viewport at eye level, and even a small firing port where a pistol can be put through it. On the front of it, there appears to be some sort of vox speaker built in, and the whole thing is painted the same dark blue as your armor.
Oh. Wow.
Dun, dun, dun.
Happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. Guys dancing around his room. Happy birthday to me. The God Emperor loves me. Happy birthday to me. There we go. That's his reaction to that.
You're
I'm
welcome.
walking as he's happily doing this, and I'm like,
Why are you in my room?
No, he doesn't. You're a cynic. No, he doesn't. You're a cynic. I'm like, I'm joking.
As you're singing happy birthday to yourself, you hear a voice. It says, "You're welcome." And you recognize the voice as Alyssa.
Cool.
Thanks, Alyssa. Thank you very
Freaky
much.
bitch.
No problem.
What are you up to today? Can you have a drink with me?
Dad said I wasn't allowed to drink. I'm not really old enough.
How many years have you been functioning, Alyssa?
Well,
1 million.
I was 8 when he put me in the machine, and I suppose I'm about 37 now.
That makes it damn old enough to drink by my count, Alyssa.
Okay, but I don't have a mouth,
Oh, okay.
and I
Can I
must
have one?
drink.
Can I have one with you, for you? So what do you want me to salute? The wall, the floor, the bed? Where are you?
I'm everywhere.
Oh, well, then I'll salute everywhere. Like that, and the guys has another drink for Alyssa.
Okay, give me a toughness test out plus 20.
1 second. Toughness.
Gaius is going to be shit-faced by the time he gets into the Wendlelock.
Oh no.
Oh, I'm going to re-roll that.
Okay. It's your second fate point.
I know. Yay! I just
You're
passed.
fine. As you do this, as you take this drink, the walls of your room seem to just ripple pleasantly. It's quite pleasing on the eye as you do it.
It won't fuck with guys anyway. Doug gets freaked out by that sort of shit. Like, cool.
Make
Right.
make an intelligence test for me at +10.
Intelligent. Yep.
You get the impression that maybe what you see is Alyssa's attempt to salute or give a nod of the head or a thumbs up, something like that. It's like, a non-verbal response to you sharing a drink with her, even though she didn't drink one.
I'll just turn around and say, thanks, Alyssa.
No problem, Gaius.
Oh. And that'll what was I doing? I just lost myself.
You were just getting all your gear together.
Yeah, and then Alyssa
I
says,
lost myself.
No, yeah, that's right. As
I lost
on my shield and that, and I was getting ready. So I'll finish off getting ready, and Karen listens to Radiohead. So next person.
Okay. So Siegfried, Canni, is there anything else you'd like to do?
I think I am good to start the mission.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
True.
I just the only thing I need to do is just go back to Missy and get the sandwiches.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can do that
Definitely.
unless you want to role play that out. You can happily just get them.
We
Can I get a
do
flask of recap? Can I get a flask of recap as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like a flask of recap. Thermal.
What did you want to do, Canni? Did you want to role play that out, or just say you've got
I
it?
think we can skip that bit.
Okay, so you head down to the kitchen, and after a brief chat, which we don't need to go into, you retrieve 3 packed lunches and 3 small flasks of recaf. And Missy informs you that these packed lunches are similar to the one that you've had before, Canni, which essentially, if you eat anything from this packed lunch and you undergo any healing in the next 24 hours, you get a slight bonus to your healing.
Oh,
Cool.
not interested in Axon on full life, but
Yeah.
I'm interested in the nutritional value.
I think you're
of
all.
the sandwich.
I think you're all pretty high wounds wise. I think Canni's fully healed. Johnny's at 9 out of 11, and Gaius is 14 out of 17. I think.
Can we take a rudimentary
Well,
first aid from the thing just in case? Because it's I don't know if health and safety matters for 41st millennium, but it matters to me. So
Health and safety always matters.
I mean,
Always.
I think some of you have got med kits with you, haven't you?
Yeah.
Some of you have got a med kit. If one of you wanted to take a med kit,
I'll take a med kit.
Yeah.
As well, just in case.
Have you got one in your inventory, or did you need one out of the?
I might need one out of the thing. I think I can use it at this stage.
Yeah, you've I believe you took Medicaid, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Yeah, you have got first level Medicaid. Did you take one? I thought someone took one recently.
It might be.
No, you don't have one. But yeah, if you want to see, Gaius, you wanted your arm stitching up, didn't you? Yeah. So unless you want to role play that out, we can just assume that's done in the background.
That's done.
Yeah, it's a pretty good job. Pench spends quite a while. He doesn't stitch it up. He kind of seals it shut with a small, low-powered las device, and you can barely see the scar. The scar gives you the impression that it's an old wound. It looks like it might be many months old rather than fresh. There are no med kits in the infirmary stock at the minute.
Okay.
But I think someone's got one. Someone's definitely.
I've got one.
Yeah. Are you taking that?
I wasn't planning on, but if like Siegfried mentioned it in character, he can have them.
Yeah.
I could set a pack of IO sticks as well.
Yeah, me too. So
just to look like they work a force.
Okay.
And also, have got any food? Because we've all got pack ups.
Yeah, you've got your pack up.
Yeah.
Mrs. made sure that you don't go hungry today. Don't forget to put a coat on. It might rain out. I'm just going to grab a beer and then we'll carry on.
Okay, yeah. So we're all set. We've got snacks, we've got tools, we've got IO sticks.
Yeah.
We've got we're ready for work. We've got we need the documentation. That's the last thing we need.
That's all. that's all sorted for us, isn't it?
That's
But we're
it.
ready to work.
Yeah.
I'm going to pose as your foreman.
Yeah, which is
Just
awesome.
because I've got
Ready to go to work.
augmentations. Well, I know, and if I know, like,
Yeah.
how to do it being an arbite, and also, you know, on the other hand, I've got augmentations. I need to justify them by like saying I've dated the boss's daughter, and
You're
don't
banging
get
the boss's daughter.
Yeah, I've got the nail gun in my toolbox. I've made sure that the nail gun is in my toolbox.
Well, both you and Kenny have got a toolbox each. All I've got is a hammer.
Just in case we need to pull it
screwdriver,
out.
and something else. And so that's quite fitting, really, because seems I'm supervisor. You two gonna have
a tool belt
around. Also, safety officer, so maybe you should pass me the medikit.
Yeah.
Even though I don't know how to use one. I've got aspects as well.
Okay, yeah. Okay,
So we can scan rooms when we're approaching them, and obviously for cracks, the tunnel matrix. It's gonna be perfect. We've got a proper stealth mission with disguises. We've got all the gear.
we have the technology.
We have a human braking machine. You know, being Canni. Unless what we're going after, because nobody asked for a description of this guy. This guy could be an.
You've got a description.
We're like hitman. It's like a proper hit.
You've got a description.
Oh, we've got a description.
You've got a description and a picture of him in the file that Otto provided, so
Yeah.
you will have had time to study that and all the other information.
It doesn't look
Basically,
like
I gave
a guy
you
twice the size of Canni, does he?
No, he's quite a mundane looking bloke. You know, bit grey skinned, downtrodden, average hab worker. You've all had
in the background of his photo.
No, you've all had ample time to study the file that Otto gave you. So if there's anything that comes up that is in the information I gave you, I will jog your memory of it. Don't worry about that.
Don't worry, I'm going to bring it up right now because I was trying to read it on my phone earlier, but I couldn't scroll up or down because my phone was a bit weird. So I got the first 2 paragraphs done though. What I could read.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's Otto's dossier on the Wendlelock is on Roll20 if you wanted it, but most of it is background and things like that, and you know, location, shit like that.
Yeah, I remember you going through all the different points of access, and
yeah, it was all basically giving you options to make your plan. Most of it.
I think going through the front door is going to be the best option.
Yeah, I mean that's what you decided, wasn't it? Anyway, so. Okay, so anything else anyone would like to do before you head off to the Wendlelock?
1 minute. Just going to mute myself.
Hello, everybody there?
Yeah, Hayden's just on the phone, I think, from Acolytes.
Cool.
I assume, of course, you're also taking your oath cogs and papers that were forged for you. So,
of course, yeah, that was the next thing we were going to say.
Yeah, it'd be a bit silly otherwise, wouldn't it?
It would be terribly silly, and you shouldn't ever accuse us of being silly.
No, definitely not. You are not a silly group at all. Oh, what have I just done?
Not at all.
There it is. There it is.
Professional is. If you look at professional in the Imperial Dictionary, there'll be a picture of us.
I'd hate to be a serious person. In all honesty, I'd hate to be a
me too.
person.
Yeah.
It must make life so boring. Just being
Right.
having to be ultra serious. Anyway.
So, are you heading off?
Oh, do we need to get a lift, or is public transport? How far away is it?
Oh, yeah.
In relationship to us.
So, the problem with getting a lift out of here is obviously if you.
Oh yeah.
You're down in the carnival. Getting the vehicle out of the carnival would be a problem. Public transport is doable, but it's if you get up the large lift shaft that leads down to the the bedrock where the carnival is. From there, it's about You've walked before to the workers' house district. It's just over a 3 hours walk to the workers' house, and it's about another hour walk from the workers' house to the Wendlelock. They're quite close together.
Okay.
So it's about 4 hours, just over 4 hours to walk there.
So we've got a bit of time outside the security gates before even going there. Shouldn't we get someone else so we can carry weapons on the way there, and so we've got them on the way out, having someone wait there with our weapons? Just a quick question.
I think we'll
might
be all
get
right.
things on the way there.
I think we'll be okay.
So I think we're overthinking it, mate. I think.
Well, sorry, if I was the GM, I would have cut you all here then. I'd ambush you anyway.
If I
Anyway.
set an ambush,
It's like plan B.
If I was the GM, you'd all be dead. You fools.
if I set an ambush at every available opportunity, you would have all been dead many times over by now.
Very true. It would only be a weak one. Like,
Gaius, no one even knows we're here. No one's going to be ambushing us. No one even knows we're at the fucking carnival. It's a perfect cover. Hey, 1 minute we're all up high, and now we're down here. Nobody's going to find us down here.
Most of your walk is going to be through the upper regions of the lower hive, which aren't particularly dangerous. They're very close to the mid hive. It's quite poor, but there's not a lot of trouble there. The gang violence and stuff like that is further down. Once you get into the mid hive, you'll be in the workers' house district, which is generally full of other people that will look like you. You know, workers, factory workers, general everyday people, and not that many people carry weapons, at least openly. You know, the odd person might have a hidden stub revolver or a knife, but you know, it's quite safe-ish. I mean, don't get me wrong. If you start a fight, it'll end in someone's death, but it's the workers' house district is classed as neutral ground. It's like an unwritten rule.
Yeah,
I've got my fucking hammer. I'm safe.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Well, no
Yeah,
one's
I've
lucky
got
for us. It'll be fine.
And an arm which like shoots out, so I could hold my screwdriver and shoot the arm out and use it as a projectile spear point.
Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Nothing could possibly go wrong. Go on then.
Okay.
Oh, sure.
So you leave the mansion. You experience the same slight sense of dislocation from reality that you've experienced a couple of times before. Once again, it seems to be lessening with each time you pass through the door. You head through the carnival. You see a few of the people that you recognise, Canni, and they say good morning to you as you walk past. Jax and Strang are on duty once more as you cross the bridge, both carrying their shiny new las rifles, and they give you a friendly good morning and nod to your friends. You head down the darkened tunnel and spend the next part of about 40 minutes rising up on the rusted, corroded lifter platform until you reach the top of this lift shaft. And after another hour or so walking, you find yourself, another 2 hours walking also, you find yourself in the workers' house district. And you begin to weave your way through the streets and alleyways of the workers' house and see numerous bars, brothels, and shops, which slowly give way to hab blocks, 10 stories or so high, their roofs scraping the ceiling of this hive district. And you round a corner after another hour or so of walking and hear the distant whine of turbines. And ahead of you, you see a carnifex. No, ahead of you, you see the imposing edifice of steel plate girders and support struts that make up the edge of the hive wall. An archway yawns open in the wall, within which stands a checkpoint manned by 20 or so sanctuaries in their distinctive uniforms and carapace armor. Above the archway, a huge bronze aquila hangs from the wall, surrounded by bas-reliefs of angelic faces made of grey stone. A sign in low Gothic, in letters about 4 feet high, announces the Wendlelock. Welcome to the main gate.
Ooh. So then, people, I'm your foreman today.
Right.
Just as we get through this barricade, just wanted to know, just so it justifies my eye. Right to the story, boss's daughter. I'm married to her, not married, but seeing her and I'm a really good worker as well. So when I lost my arm in an accident, that's when I decided to give me a new arm. I'm pretty decent at that.
Basically, like you're the ultimate suck up at work. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You've really,
I like that.
really trenched yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool.
We
We get it. We know what that looks. We've all
like
we've all seen that one.
I've just tried to
we've all
date
seen that one.
what's it called? Gary from Keegan's daughter, and he set me up in the business, in his own family business. Oh dear.
So who's foreman then on this job? Who wants to do the talking? You're a foreman, are you?
No, I'm a
All right,
foreman.
I'll carry the tools.
You're pretty good at that. Carrying.
Yeah, I
You're
can
the
carry
head-
stuff.
You're the man who like
No,
puts up a
and I'm
turbine
like,
while we all like
Okay,
scooch
Canni,
down.
I'll keep all of this to so I'm helping out. You know, we're a team. At the end of the day, teamwork makes the dream work. Company motto. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna.
You're a company man, are you, Siegfried?
I am now.
You've been climbing the greasy pole.
Yeah, I've been working my way up the ladder of cops,
Eddie, we're all
and I've
company
got
men.
to the
And,
midnight.
just before we go in, lads, what company do we work for? Was that on the brief?
Whatever it says on the thing. So
Yeah, it was on the brief. Where are we? Oh, there was a mention of something like that on the brief. It was
Job brief, please, quick, so we can all hear. Job brief and company.
somewhere. It's not a company that you work for. It's oh, fucking hell, where is it? Your technicians for the Consortium Productivity and Efficiency Quorum.
You what?
Basically,
the productivity and efficiency proctorum.
Quorum.
What's a
Quorum.
quorum?
a quorum is a gather, a group of.
So basically,
Sure.
what it is Decilium is owned by a consortium of companies that run all the various industries here. And the nobility are obviously the people that own all those various businesses. And every so many years, a new member of that that consortium becomes the leader. The current leader is Lady Ord Killian. And you represent the Productivity and Efficiency Quorum, which is basically the people that make sure things work as they should.
Perfect. All right.
Okay. So, are you heading to the gate?
Yes.
As you approach the main gate, you notice on the gate that the sanctuaries are carefully checking oath cogs of the handful, the many people that pass through. One shotgun-wielding, carapace-armoured man moves between half a dozen citizens, while his colleagues oversee the events, carefully scrutinising the dreary-looking workers. Atop the perimeter wall, more sanctuaries watch over the crowd. The long barrels of heavy weapons sweep back and forth. The officer in charge approaches each worker in turn, holding out a hand without speaking a word, and the workers one by one hold out their oath cogs, which the officer carefully studies, before feeding them into a mouth of a servo skull that hovers by his side. The servo skull's eyes glow a soft blue colour for a moment, and you see hazy yellow light play back and forth across each citizen. After a few moments, the light in the servo skull's eyes change to green, and the officer extracts the oath cog from the skull's mouth, returns it to the citizen, and waves him through the checkpoint. This process is repeated on a handful of citizens as you approach, and suddenly you hear a trill of an alarm. And you see the skull's eyes are glowing red. The officer snaps up his shot maul and draws a bulky pistol with his free hand. The sanctuaries around the gate copy the gesture, shotguns and auto rifles immediately lifted to point at the terrified-looking citizen. "Down on the ground!" The officer's voice rings out, clearly amplified through his helmet. You hear the citizen yell, clearly alarmed, but you can't hear the words he says as he's drowned out by the blaring alarm and the simultaneous cocking of over a dozen firearms. The citizen steps back, his hands held up before him, and the officer lashes out with his shock maul. You see the pale blue energy snap and spark as the mole makes contact, and the man goes down. You hear cries from other citizens waiting in line and watch as a trio of sanctuaries dart forward and begin jabbing the down man with further blows from their own shock moles. The officer in charge holsters his weapon, snatches up a pair of heavy manacles from his belt and cuffs the unconscious man before two of his subordinates step in and drag the doomed man away into the guard post of the checkpoint.
Let's just hope these cogs work then.
Okay, so you join the queue. It's quite a lengthy queue, but it's quite a efficient process. And after about 20 minutes or so, you get to the front of the queue. Who's going first?
I'll go first.
Okay, so you hand over your oath cog. You also have the paperwork that Otto produced for you. The officer checks the paperwork and looks at you and looks at the two of you behind Gaius. He feeds the oath cog into the servo skull, and after a few moments, the soft blue light flashes green. The oath cog is ejected. He hands it back to you and gestures you through the gate.
I'll step forward next.
The similar process is repeated for you, Siegfried, and you get through without any incident.
Cool.
Canni,
Okay.
as you approach, he takes your oath cog and he gives you a good look up and down for a moment, checks your paperwork, goes to feed in the oath cog, and it seems to not quite fit properly. It seems to get a little bit stuck, and he jiggles it about for a minute, and eventually he gets it in. The soft blue light flickers. The yellow light scrolls up and down on you, scanning you for a moment. And then there's a from the servo skull. But the light doesn't go red like it did with the previous gentleman you saw, nor does it go green. It goes kind of dull yellow. And the oath cog gets ejected and gets caught sort of in the mouth of the servo skull. The officer looks at you quizzically for a moment, looks at your paperwork again, grabs hold of it.
Always doing that.
Fiddles about with it a few moments, pulls it out, looks at it, and he goes, "This fucking thing's battered. You really should get a new one. You need to take better care of this." And he blows on it and puts it back in. After a few moments, the light plays over you again and comes up yellow once more. He pops it out, and you see the other sanctuaries around the gate shift their weapons. A couple of them step forward. He looks at the paperwork once more, jams the oath cog in again, and you hear a muted, muffled voice, as though you can hear some voice through his comm. Sounds like he's talking to someone. The third time, the light goes green. The oath cog is ejected, gets caught in the mouth once more, and he takes it out and goes, "You fucking better get that sorted, Sunshine, or you'll be in big trouble." And he just throws it at you.
I do plug my forelock, my non-existent forelock, and yeah, I've been meaning to get it sorted for a couple of weeks now. It's always doing that. We tried spitting on it. That normally does the trick.
He leans into you and says, "Put it this way, son. If your orders weren't a priority, I'd be hauling you away right now. But that fucking air scrubby you're going to in District 4, it's fucked, mate. You better get a wriggle on."
Yeah, whatever you say, boss. I'll tug my forelock once again and head off into the Wendlelock.
Okay. And you, as a trio,
Thanks
head
very
inside.
Once I'm a safe distance away, I'm going to go. Yeah. Safe distance.
Okay. Okay. On roll 20, you should have a map of the Wendlelock. It's a rather crude map, but it'll do. Okay, so you've had a bit of a briefing on the Wendlelock. You can see the Workers' House district there to the north. The black line, obviously, is the perimeter wall. You've just come through this gate, which will be a purple ring. You'll see another gate over to the west of that. That's the secondary gate that was another option to come in from. The one of the other alternative entrances, the shuttle landing pad that you could have used, is down towards the sort of southeast there, that I've just marked. That's roughly where the shuttle port is. You'll also see in the middle of the building, there's quite a large open area, like a plaza, with another walled compound. That's the counting house. That's basically where the administratum and all the other dignitaries and functionaries that run this district basically are based. Most of the smaller buildings you'll see there are hab blocks. The big, large building towards the centre is the air scrubbing processing plant, which is obviously where you're supposed to be heading. Just a second. Okay, so where would you like to go? Otto's dossier told you you've got a pict of the man. You know what he looks like. You know his hab block location. It's hab block 31 beta, ground floor, hab 4. You know his assigned workplace. He is an air filter cleaning technician based at Air Scrubber Epsilon 3, which is a part of that large central building. So, where would you like to go?
I suggest we pay a visit to his house. And if he's not there, we wait for him. What do you reckon? It'd be easier dealing with him in the privacy of his own home compared to his workplace.
I agree.
Yeah, I suggest we go around to his house and let ourselves in.
Yeah, we seem to have... Oh, no, we haven't lost him. He's just in darkness. Where's Hayden? Hayden's gone into night mode. Okay, right, so... I'll just quickly mark the map, show you where his hab is, if that's where you're heading.
Yeah. Is it anywhere near where we're assigned to our paper?
Okay,
Just
so
in case.
you're...
Is this is the job which we've been assigned to? Is it a real job or is it a fictional job?
You don't know. What you know is that there is a vital part of the ventilation system that is broken down, and you've been assigned. You're not actually sure if it genuinely has broken down, but you do know Veneta hacked into the Wendlelock systems and reported that it had broken down. So whether it has or not,
It appears to.
you appear to be there to fix it legitimately.
Yeah.
So the purple cross on the map is where his hab is.
Yeah.
The green cross is the air scrubbing plant, which is both where you've been assigned to work. You would enter the air ducts from that building. And also that's where Rudolf Gustav has his own job as a maintenance technician. So if you want to head to the... if you want to head to his hab, you can do that.
Yeah, I think that's the best idea myself.
Okay,
Yep.
I'm just gonna go for a wait, and then we'll deal with that.
Okay.
Right, I just had to put my chickens in. Where's Gustav at?
Gustav's hab is
Purple
where
cross.
the purple cross is,
That's his
and
hab.
his workplace is where the green cross is.
Which
Okay,
is also
where's-
incidentally the place we've been assigned to go through to do this repair as well. So it's a legitimate option. Cases place out, and then head to the thing if we can't find him there.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm of the mind to go to his hab and let ourselves
well,
in and have a look around.
I really want to repair this turbine.
You want to, but why? We don't even know if it's genuinely broken.
Well, I think we should
Been reported,
replace the turbine and put that guy in it to test how well it works.
Throw him into it.
Yeah, exactly. Come on.
I like the
problem.
I like the cut of your jib. Unfortunately, the turbine is broken again for some reason. It's clogged with gibber.
that guy says it will work. Hit it, then he's got sucked in.
Okay, So
the Emperor has a path trodden out for us, laid out for each one of us, and his path led into a fan.
His path led out of it as well.
Yeah. He died as he lived. In the air.
Oh, dear.
Probably the best way.
It's the way I want to go. I want to, if I'm,
Yeah,
if I could pick the way I died, it would be falling into a giant fan.
It's the industrial accent.
Industrial.
See what we can find. See what we can find at his place. If we could get in there and find it, he might have this. Whatever he has as leverage against this crime boss.
Yeah, we need to find the evidence and retrieve it.
Yeah, we do.
It's not enough. It's not enough just to
bump him off.
Yeah, that's the easy part, probably.
Yeah.
Okay. So it doesn't take you long to walk to Gustav's Hab block. Hab block 31 Beta. You know his particular hab is the ground floor, hab cell 4. As you approach, walking down the street, you see a lot of workers wearing similar uniforms to you. There's a few that are wearing identical uniforms to you. There's others in various slightly different robes. It appears that different overalls denote the job. You also see a few adepts in grey robes and a handful of sanctuaries patrolling the streets as well in 3s and 4s. Most of the workers look grey-faced, tired, worn out. You see a couple of them stumble, clearly intoxicated. Every now and then you pass the telltale smell of Obscura, but most of them seem to be a little drunk, like they've maybe had a bit of a drink off shift. And you think this is a strange time for a shift change, but as you glance towards the actual Epsilon 3 air scrubber plant, you notice there seems to be a constant influx of workers entering and leaving the building, almost as though there is no designated shift change. It seems to be a constant rolling shift change, workers constantly changing over, as though everyone has an individual time to start and finish work. And you approach Hab block 31 Beta. And this is where it all goes horribly wrong, and my dynamic lighting doesn't work. Tell me what you can see.
Black.
Hear things in my ear.
Get some volume level on that. Okay, so can you just see mainly blackness?
Completely blackness.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what you should be able to see right now. I've got some cyberpunk noir background music for you. I've just drawn a random line that I didn't mean to draw.
Oh. Not a random line.
Okay, and I will place you on the map. Sorry, that's a point. I just need to check something. One moment. Would you like to approach from the front or the back of the building? So the front would be sort of this side where I've put another purple cross.
I can't see anything but black, so
yeah, I know.
I would. I'd try the tradesman's entrance myself.
I'll just switch it back to the other map momentarily so you can see exactly what I mean. The front is so the little purple cross out of those 3 crosses is the Hab block itself. The second purple cross is the front of the building. The blue one is the back.
The blue one.
The blue one.
Tradesman's entrance.
Yeah.
Always the right choice.
Not a problem. So let's put you on the map.
Like the atmospheric music.
So what can you see now, gentlemen?
a little bit of a strip at the top of the map.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
I can see like 3 square strip along the north side of the map.
Yeah.
a 3 square strip.
As in like, yeah, 3
Square wide.
3 square wide.
All across
So
the top
like
of the map.
at the top of the map.
Like if you
2 sanctuaries.
Oh, you can see the sanctuaries, can you?
Yeah. So like the top 3 lines are visible.
Oh, yeah. I
And
see. what you
then
mean now,
and then the bottom, all the rest of the lines are blacked off.
invisible.
Okay. That's perfect. That's exactly what you should be able to see. So, as you can see, this is a bit of a rundown alleyway around the back of the building. There's a few bits of random rubbish and junk on the floor, some overturned barrels. There are 2 sanctuaries stood talking, and they glance at you for a moment and then look away, carry on their talk. You're not in initiative order. You don't have to move according to movement rules. You can basically slide yourself along to wherever you want to be, one at a time. There is no door along this wall. This is a smooth, featureless rockcrete wall all the way to the corner, which you might not be able to see very well because of the dynamic lighting. So I'll put another little mark. The corner of the building is about there, where the purple circle is a bit further along.
Yeah.
One thing I can't see, Dave, is Johnny's aura and Johnny's name tag.
How very odd. Give me a moment. I'll see what I
I
can
can
do
see
about that.
Hayden's.
It's in the darkness here.
I can see Hayden's aura, but not Johnny's.
Yeah, no problem. I'm just going to see if I can fix that.
There we go. That's done it.
Okay. So I'd like you all to, Johnny. Do you want to move any more than that?
Yeah, I'll stick together with those guys. Like, you know, we're a team after all.
As you pass by these 2 sanctuaries, you do overhear them talking, and they're talking about rather mundane shit. You hear Bobby's been banging Frank's wife. Yeah, man. Yeah, that's some messed up shit. If Frank finds out, that sort of thing. I would like you to make, all 3 of you, to make an awareness test at a -20, sight-based.
-10.
Yep.
Nice.
For me.
I've got the photo visor. Does that make it?
No, it would only give you an advantage to if it was low light or darkness, but it's reasonably well lit.
Yeah. Okay. I'm going to use a fate point on that.
Okay. That is your one and only fate point.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother then.
Okay.
As long as somebody knows.
Okay. You can hear the thrum of the air conditioner, the air processing plant nearby. You can hear the murmured conversations of. There's a few people sort of in this courtyard. This 3 square strip that you can see is like a central courtyard amongst a number of hab blocks. There's a few people wandering around. A couple of people smoking IO sticks. A couple of people just sitting, chilling out, clearly tired after a hard day's work. You notice nothing untoward. Would you like to make another move, all 3 of you, please?
Yeah, someone's heads. A big woman's heads. Been chopped off and left on the floor.
Sorry, Hayden, I can't.
No, that's a poster.
Saying, holy shit, look at that head.
Okay, so as you come around this corner, you see this large sort of dumpster thing that Canni stood next to. There's a sign advertising some sort of alcohol, which is the woman's head you can see, that's fallen from a building somewhere laying on the floor. There appears to be a staircase, a fire escape type staircase that leads up to the next floor. There's a burnt out not burnt out, a kind of wrecked vehicle here with only 2 wheels on it. You also see, I'm just going to move that little purple circle that I used for the corner of the building. No, I'm not, because it won't let me. Fuck off. Why is Roll20 being a dick? It's been really weird tonight. You can also see about here, it might not be clear on the map. There is a door there open. To the far south, you see an open streetway. Doesn't appear to be any vehicle traffic on it, but you do see 1 or 2 people walk past civilians. Just a second. What have I done there? I would like you all to make another awareness test at -20.
Aha, success.
Gaius, no, not Gaius. Siegfried and Canni. As you approach, as you sort of walk down this alleyway between these 2 hab blocks, you notice movement right down at the far south. Something is skimming along in the air about 10 or 15 foot up. It looks like some sort of small insect. Well, small, maybe 6 inches long. And they seem to reflect light quite sharply, as though they have tiny wings that is, reflecting the light quite rapidly. Siegfried, make a intelligence test at a plus. How long has it been? A plus 20, please.
I will use a fate point on that. So
Okay.
I think it's quite an important thing. Yeah,
Okay.
good.
You've seen things like this before, and you remember seeing them before. Your memory jostles you for a moment, and you're still feeling. Oh no, your depression, is worn off at this point. It's about 2:30 in the afternoon, so you're not feeling so depressed now. You are still fatigued.
Yeah.
So yeah, you wouldn't have passed that because you're fatigued.
Oh no! Can I jump? Oh, I should jump myself in. One.
Okay.
It's
So
okay. I don't.
you do see it with that 1.5 degrees of success, but no, you don't really know what it is. But it's definitely something flying about in the air.
Possibly some sort of surveillance thing.
Okay, so now you've seen this, I'm going to ask you to roll initiative. You're not in combat. We're just doing that to make it easier for me to process what's going on.
So mine's double, isn't it?
Yeah, double your agility bonus, please.
Yeah.
Sorry, how would I roll it on this? Sorry, I'm been a bit done. It's been a long time since I've done. I feel like from that.
It's / roll, and then D whatever. Say D10 plus 6 or plus 8 or whatever it is. I don't know. But it's something like that.
Yeah, +8, I think.
Roll
Or is
D10 plus.
Yeah.
Plus whatever
eight.
your agility bonus is, yeah.
Right. Dude.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
14.
So, Hayden, what's your agility bonus?
3. So,
It's a 4 for Gaius. 7 for Canni. And a 14 for Siegfried. Okay.
This is quite apt, isn't it? Because I failed my awareness test. And it's kind of like
Yeah.
the other two got like much better. And it's me who's failed it. Makes sense.
So, Siegfried, we're now in
Yeah.
initiative. You're not in combat. I'm just doing the initiative for my benefit, make it easier to process.
Yeah.
So, would you make your move, play with your proper movement rules now, if you could,
Yeah.
please?
Uh-huh. So. Okay, so I'm going to head towards the stairwell. Just walking normally. Okay, yeah, towards the stairwell.
Is that your full turn?
Yep. Yeah. At the moment, still posing as workers. I'm not taking any weapons out or anything like that.
Canni.
I'd like to open the dumpster, please.
Okay.
I'd like to make a search.
Yeah, you can. It mostly seems to be just bags of rubbish from the various hab blocks and cells around here. Doesn't seem anything. You have a quick nose around, but the smell gives you the impression that there's nothing worth eating, nothing worth stealing in here.
Okay. That'll be my go then.
Okay, Gaius.
Right.
Sorry, just a second. Siegfried,
Yeah.
just to clarify, the door you can see open is on the ground floor. The stairs that you approaching are actually heading up to the next floor up.
All right. Okay.
If you want to change your move with that knowledge,
Yeah,
that's
I'll
fine.
just go into the door. Sorry, that's after below it. Yeah.
Yeah, so
So-
I don't know how far you'd moved up until that point.
8 up to there.
Okay.
So that's my normal move,
Yeah.
full move. So whereabouts I'm moving? Am I anywhere near the door there, or?
No, it's where the purple ring is.
Oh,
You'll
yes.
see.
Play it down.
So
Because
you
I've
could
eaten
basically you could be as far down the map as you were, but over to one side if you
there
wanted.
we go.
Sort of thing. So,
That's
yeah.
it. That's right,
Okay.
That's
Gaius.
what I'm moving.
Okay. I would like you all to make another awareness test, please.
Any minuses? Minus
Yeah,
20
so
again?
it's minus 20 again, but obviously you'll get plus 10 for enhanced sight and another minus 10 for fatigue.
Yeah.
So yours will be at a minus 20.
Right.
We can't see nothing. Nothing to see.
Okay.
No. I know whatever it is. It is. It's not flying.
Siegfried and Canni, you already spotted this, whatever it is in the sky. And you do see it's coming towards you, Siegfried, not like directly towards you. It's still 10 to 15 feet up in the air. It just seems to be heading down the alleyway, passing over your head. Are we getting scrap code again?
Been blessedly free of the code for the
Yeah.
most of the part.
Seems to have just suddenly kicked in. So yeah, this whatever it is in the air is heading your way.
It's not me. Why is everything?
It's always you. It's always you, Johnny.
I can see you doing it.
We've been blessed. I don't know what's changed though. It's like it's been perfect all evening. I think.
I wonder if it's the music.
Maybe the music. I can't even hear the music.
I can't hear the music.
The music that's doing it.
I can hear little but the music. Oh, yeah.
There we go. Okay. So Siegfried.
Yeah.
It's your turn again.
Okay, I'm going to just carry on as normal and not make any attempts to look at this thing that's in the sky, even though I'm sort of aware it's in that direction. Just act normally, just keep my head down and head into the door. So I'm just going to head through. I'll just head behind Gaius. It's like, he's there. And, he's the boss, so I'm following him.
Okay. Canni?
Okay, what's my move? It'd be 6, I guess, would it?
Mhm.
Walk casual. But don't look like you're walking casual. Okay, that's me.
Okay. And then Gaius?
So, people, which way do you reckon we should go? Up.
So,
left,
there is a
west, or
door.
right?
There is a door to your immediate north that is open, and then along to the west, there's 2 doors. I'll mark them for you. It's easier that way.
See, two,
So-
see,
2 doors in green, marked with green there,
and one door on the other side as well.
and and then there's a blue, going to be a blue ring around another door there. And there's one that's right, almost next to you, to your north.
Anybody feeling lucky? Who
Always,
wants to-
Gaius, always.
All right, pick a dog, Canni. We're off for it.
I don't know how many doors we got. I can't see from where I'm stood. Like I say, I can't see. All I can see is the outer door where you're stood. So.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go and move. Out there.
Okay. Make an awareness test.
Nope.
Canni. Your turn,
Canni.
Canni.
I'll follow up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. What's this brightly coloured thing that I'm stood by?
It's just a load of shit on the floor. Just like a poster that looks like it's maybe fallen off the wall. Like a bit of a propaganda poster,
I thought
Do your duty, report the heretic. That sort of thing.
90s beach towel.
Yeah. Yeah. Make a awareness test, please, Canni.
Is it the same as the modifiers before, yeah?
Yes, yeah. Always going to be the same unless I say. Okay. Hang on. How come we've just gone from Gaius to Canni? That don't make any sense.
I'm just following your lead.
Yeah. I don't know why.
I think in the case like this, we have to blame the GM.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
I'll follow. I was.
Yeah, if you just so it should have been. It was Gaius, then it should have been Siegfried, then Canni. So just give me a second.
Yeah.
Things gone wrong. There we go. All right, so yeah, the timeline is restored.
Cool.
So So hang on. We did Gaius, missed Siegfried, then we did Canni. Siegfried's just gone. So it's technically back to Siegfried again then.
Okay, so
I need you to make an awareness test at the end of your previous turn, Siegfried. In fact, I should have done at the beginning of your turn, but never mind.
oh, success. What failure? No, it's still a pass even with no.
Yeah, that's right. Minus 20 because you should have got minus 20 anyway.
Yeah,
And you get plus 10 for your sight and then minus 10 again.
Yeah.
As you enter the door and head in, you see you notice the little insect type device that you saw heading behind you as you walk towards this door. As you turn to walk in the door, you see a second one floating around. It doesn't seem to be following you or paying attention to you. It just seems to be patrolling 10 or 15 feet up in the air. You see a second one out in the alley as you head in through the door.
Yeah.
So that was the end of your last turn. I should have really been asking you to do this at the beginning of the turn.
Yeah.
Let me think. What did you get? 0.5 degrees. So that would be... Yeah, okay. So it's your turn again now, Johnny. I want you to make another awareness test.
Yeah.
We've lost Alan.
I'm here.
Okay. Oh, we've lost your video, Alan.
Yeah, I turned it off now.
All right. Are you naked?
I might be oiling up my nipples as we speak.
Excellent. Getting in the mood.
Well, it helps me prepare.
Wouldn't be Dark Heresy without
Oily nipples.
Yeah. So, Siegfried, as you begin to walk forward, start making your move. Move 1 square at a time for me from now on.
so yeah. Okay.
I'm not seeing you move.
2.
Oh, there we go. Keep going.
3. 4.
You see on the door, just slightly northeast of your position, the first of the green doors.
Yeah.
You see there is a very small plaque. It's a bit corroded, quite dirty.
Yeah.
And you see it says upon it, Habsel 4.
That's where we need to be, isn't it?
Yep.
Okay, so I will proceed to that. There we go.
Okay, Canni.
Let's have a look around, see if I can see any of these fucking flying things.
Okay, so I want you just to make an awareness test from now on at the beginning of the turn anyway. I meant to ask you to do it at the beginning of the turn. I don't know why I was doing it at the end. But this will basically cover your awareness for anything you do during the turn. So you have a quick look round. You don't see anything untoward.
I'm going to walk back up to this door and shut it.
Okay. Just 1 second. Close the door. Cool.
The attendant. Is that a superintendent?
And you see a gentleman standing there, yes. He appears to be fiddling with some sort of cogitator device. He doesn't seem to have noticed you. He doesn't seem to be paying any attention to you. He seems a bit frustrated. He's like fiddling with it, and after a couple of moments, he goes, "God damn, confounded motherfucking piece of shit," and he gives it a slap.
I don't know how How much my turn shutting the door takes? Is it a half action? Is it free action?
Half action to shut that door, yeah.
Okay, well, that'd be my go then.
Okay, cool. Gaius, give me an awareness test. I like how Hayden genuinely jumped then when I said Gaius. He sort of went, woo.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I see shit.
you're being quite observant right now, maybe a little bit of paranoia. You are sort of behind enemy lines, so to speak, but without a weapon. You don't see anything obviously untoward. You notice Canni shut the door, and you notice him look into the open door north of him, and he seems to be focusing on something. You also see Siegfried move towards this door that he stood by, and you see from where you are Hab Cell 4 emblazoned on a plaque next to the door. Other than that, you don't see anything worth worrying about.
Is that what we're supposed to be?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Just a second.
Got a fan to fix people. Remember the mission. We've got to fix that fan.
Don't forget to fix your fan, boys.
Oh no!
Stay on target. Stay on target. For the Emperor, fix the turbine.
Siegfried.
Awareness test then, I imagine.
Yes, please.
Focus at this. Oh, no, I'm getting more aware as it goes on.
So where?
You hear... yeah, that would be enough to hear. You don't see anything untoward, but you do hear a noise from beyond the door. And it's quite loud, quite muffled, quite tinny. And it sounds like a mixture of music and voices. Multiple voices. But it sounds a bit artificial. Make an intelligence test.
Okay.
-10 for your fatigue.
Oh dear. Not a clue.
Yeah, no idea what this is, but it's definitely voices, muffled, tinny voices coming through the door.
Mhm.
And it seems to be maybe 3 or 4 different voices, speaking one after another with this background accompaniment of music. What would you like to do in your turn?
Is it a door? Is it one of those ones to walk through, or is it like a door just to? Will it lead somewhere? I'd like to go through the door.
Is it a door or is this a door?
Is it a door, or is it one of the other kinds of doors? Those
No, what
special
I mean to say is like, well, I'll only know if I go through it. So I go through the door.
You're going to try the door, okay.
And some doors are trap doors, Johnny.
You try the door, and it's locked.
Oh,
That's half an action.
yeah. Just go turning, look at kind of like, and just comes in quietly, just like, Canni, you got anything that could to know the door?
Yeah, I'll hold up my fist. And, no, I'll head over to him. Am I go?
Okay, so it is your go. So make an awareness test for me, please, Canni. Same as you have been doing, same modifiers.
We're all gonna get arrested. I can feel it.
I've told you. I tell you once, told you a million times. Nothing can possibly go wrong. Right, I'm gonna run up to the door. Am I go?
Okay, so you have a little run. Okay, so that'd be your turn. Gaius, give me an awareness test, and then it's your turn. Alan's back, and he's not
back.
naked. I'm disappointed.
Back. Well, I put my shirt on.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
That's enough nipple play for one night.
Okay, Gaius, make your turn. You can't finish a turn inside Canni, as big as he is. That would be weird.
That would be weird.
Okay, so that is your turn.
I'll open the door.
It's locked.
It's locked.
If only somebody had something that could open the door quietly, efficient.
Right. So back to the top of the round, Siegfried.
I mean, we turn to the guys, like, can anybody open this door quietly?
Of course I can. Just to open the toolbox.
Okay, so open the toolbox.
Give me an awareness test while you're doing this, please.
Is it on my turn yet? Or...
Oh yeah.
Just let Siegfried do his awareness test, and
Uh-huh.
if he's half an action, you can open the toolbox, yeah.
Oof, not quite as aware of them.
Okay, so Canni.
Okay, I'll take the multi-key. I shall
Before you
try it
do-
on the door.
Yep, okay. So it'll be half an action to take it, and it'll be a full action to pick the lock, I believe. So it'll be half action this turn, half action next turn. But before you do, you also hear this noise coming through the wall. Multiple voices, 3 or 4 voices, and this background of music. I'd like you to make an intelligence test, please, Canni.
Oh, my specialist subject. Intelligence.
Yes. You also noticed, you heard this, you didn't see this. But as you were listening to this sound through the door, as you took the multi-key, from the door to the southwest of your position, you heard a sound, a faint whine. And it's a sound similar to what you heard the small insect-like devices making as they hovered over your head when you first saw them, as they passed by. It sounds like perhaps another one has just approached the door to your southwest.
Oh,
So
I'll comms over the. I'll comms over and I'll say, "Got me a bad feeling. I can't help but feel that we're being watched." I'll hold off the security attempt for now.
are you taking the key from the toolbox still?
I'll take it from the toolbox. I'll just put it in my pocket.
Yep. Okay, cool. Gaius, what would you like to do? Start off with an awareness test, please.
wrong one. Press cancel Hayden. Yay!
Okay.
I'm sure that's not right, is it?
I don't really know what happened there, but that makes no sense.
The computer says
It says you got
okay.
it says you got a success there, but I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Some kind of weird
computer
modifier.
says it's okay.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but that 97 is definitely not a pass. What would you like to do with your turn, Gaius?
I would like to. What's happening? The door's not getting picked, or
Canni's just said he's got a bad feeling. He's taken the multi-key, put it into his pocket. Siegfried is still stood holding the toolbox up for Canni with it open.
I'm going to go and look at this other door.
Okay, this says Hadblock 4C on the panel next to it. It's just a door.
I need to get Finger's information up. What room did it say?
It's the one that Siegfried stood in front of.
It's the one what Siegfried stood in front of. So I've got no need to be at that door.
No.
You
You can undo that if you want, because you would have known that.
Yeah. Canni is picking the lock at the moment. Then.
No, he
No,
hasn't.
I've just aborted. I don't know. Like I thought I heard a drone flying around near the door to the southwest. Don't know if it's coming this way or if it's fucking just hovering around. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I got a bad feeling. Like Canny's been spooked.
All right. Well, let's wait a minute and have an IO stick each and chat.
Yeah,
Like
that's
work
right. I
them up.
was saying. Just wait until this drone goes by.
Yeah. Just lean just off away from.
I'm gonna go for a
wall
slash.
bit.
But yeah, act casual, but don't look like you're acting casual.
Yeah. Just go and have an
I'll
IO
go
stick
for
next to the
piston.
wall.
Yeah, so you're just taking out an IO stick and lighting it up. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm
it's
off for
cover,
this,
man.
and then we'll deal with the next turn.
Good idea. That's all I was. Anyway, it makes sense. We've got to wait. Haven't we? Can't just with all these surveillance,
Exactly.
surveillance drones flying around. We can't really just proceed as if they're not there. We've got to sort of act normal, and then if anybody asks us, like, say that we're lost.
That's right. We're not lost. We're exactly where we need to be.
Looking forward to the event.
Yeah, me too.
Cool. Doing the last prep. Always banging more studs into things that I probably don't need to bang studs into. Doing it for the sake of
You
it.
never have too many studs. Do you know what I mean?
Never enough.
Especially if you breed horses. Sorry, that was terrible. Siegfried, give me an awareness test.
Okay. Oh, my mouse is coming bad blue. Just go do it. No. I'm just going to take out a IO stick. Same.
Okay. So that's your turn, lighting an IO stick.
Yep.
You don't notice anything. You can still hear this noise of these voices coming through the door, by the way. Canni, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm going to take out an IO stick as well, light it.
Mm-hmm.
Did anyone see the game of that sport ball the other night?
Sport ball!
Yeah, it was the best, wasn't it? A real thriller. Back and forth, this way, that way. You didn't know who was going to score next.
I was on edge when they went down to penalties.
Penalties, eh? But they fucking choked it, didn't they?
The ones in the red shirts. They're loads better than the ones in the blue shirts.
If
I'd like
the skull-shaped icon into the ball-shaped pole, would have won everything.
So you're lighting an IO stick.
Making fake conversation with Gaius about sport ball, and I'd like to try and pay attention to that drone that I thought I heard and see if I can still hear it.
Yeah, sure. Give me an awareness test.
Oops, not that one. We don't want to barter in this scenario. I have failed that one, too.
Yeah, you're not sure, but you can't really hear it at the moment. I mean, the sound of these voices and this music coming through the door is quite loud. You can't really tell if you can hear that noise anymore or not.
Yeah, I think it's gone, lads. I'm gonna pull out the key.
Okay, so Gaius, give me an awareness test. I'm just going to grab a beer while you do that.
Oh, I just failed.
It just. Hmm.
Homemade wooden sword machete for the kids.
Take it to
What
take
do
it
you,
to your LARP event and just beat people.
Oh, it'd be horrible. Right.
What are you doing with your turn, Gaius?
Well, he's got his key out, hasn't he? So is
Yep.
I'm just gonna go over smoke next to
Okay,
these
so
and
you
maybe
still-
like conversation of the sport while he
Hey, be a sport and just stand just there.
Yeah, will do. Do you mind if I look over here while you do that? Oh, look at that! Somebody's chucking posters on the floor.
Terrible.
All right. Back to the top of the round. Siegfried?
Okay. I'm going to make an awareness test. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, there was like someone finally gets it.
No.
Okay. Anything else you'd like to do with your turn?
Just continue smoking an eye stick and just I'm just going to put my toolbox down while I do.
Okay.
Quietly.
Canni?
We spent too long at this door. I'm going to try and break it.
Okay. So you're using your multi-key.
Yes, please.
So that would be a security test with...
It's 30 for the key, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, Dave, on my last turn, can I hold it? Because then I can use my body to then shield Canni a bit to what he's doing.
Yeah, sure.
That's a good idea, Johnny.
Yeah, from an angle. So
So, so just give me an awareness test first, Canni, and then... and this applies throughout the whole of your turn. Okay.
Safe in the knowledge that we're not being watched.
Yeah. Definitely not being watched.
So,
It's plus 30 for your multi-key.
uh-huh.
It's not particularly complex lock, so there will be a plus 10 as well for the lock.
Okay, 3 degrees.
Okay. The door opens, and that would be your turn. Now, just give me a second while I try.
As a free action, I just like to blow on my fingernails.
Nice.
Guys doesn't notice because he's still looking down the corridor. Waiting for him to come.
I'm just going to have to move you all a minute because something weird's happening here. I'll get rid of that little green mark because you don't need that anymore. And I'll get rid of the door. The door opens with a bit of a strange noise. I don't know what that noise was I just made.
The door noise.
Yeah, that's the door noise. The sound of the voices become louder, and the music gets louder. You see within the room, it's a bit of a rundown apartment. The tiles are cracked and dirty. There's a few cockroach-like insects scuttle from the doorway into the corner of the room. You see it's basically a kitchen/dining area, a small table with a few chairs. There is a small Vox unit over in the northwest corner. There's a small stove, what looks like a fridge. There's a door, which I don't know if you can see, so I'm going to mark because sometimes doors are really hard to see in this. There's a door here, the purple mark. And then here, where the green mark is, there is a curtain drawn across some sort of alcove. You can just see. And that appears to be where the sound of these voices and this music is coming from.
Okay.
Oh, it's a band of leprechauns.
That would be your turn, Canni. Gaius. Make an
Yes,
awareness
get a
test.
venture in.
Give me awareness test first, please, Gaius.
Oh. That's the music. I am proper got my head up my ass.
Okay. Continue your turn if you want.
Yes, I will. That'll do me.
Okay.
Right, my toolbox's still on the floor. I'm just going to use stealth to move up to this curtain and try and have a little peek through.
Okay. You may do that.
Pervert assassin.
You must do that.
Are you moving stealthily? I
Yes.
forgot to ask this. Since you're in
Yes,
this.
I am. Yes, I am.
Okay. So I want you to do multiple things for me here. I want you to give me an awareness test, followed by a silent move test. Gaius, can you give me a silent move test? Well, actually,
I was just laughing to myself because I was.
Is it standard
not
awareness?
good
Is
at
it a standard awareness test?
I was bopping.
it'll be
to the
this.
music
It's the
as it came
same
in.
same
Yeah.
awareness that you've been doing.
No. And then a, what do you call it, a silent move? Is it?
Silent move, yeah.
I was
Okay.
be careful. So it's the silent move test. Sorry.
That's a pass.
Okay, so position yourself where you want to be, please, Siegfried.
Side of
And
Move. All right. Boom. What? Haha, guys, was silent. Oh no, that's Johnny, is it? Oh, wait a second, submit. No. Noisy. Creaking the floorboards.
so just a second. Siegfried, you creep up to this curtain, you peek around the edge, and you see watching a hollow Vox unit, a 40k sort of TV type device. It's on really loud. Is a small child, maybe 8, 9 years old. He's utterly fixated on this device. He doesn't seem to notice you as you peek around the edge of the curtain. On the Holovox is the source of the noise, the music and the voices. Appears to be an badly animated Holovox show, basically about the. I've forgotten the word. It's basically a show about being a righteous member of Imperial society. It's one you recognise from your childhood. It's been ongoing for decades. It's like
Never ends.
it's like the 40k equivalent of He-Man, but it's about the Emperor and the Saints being good people. It's basically, brainwashing TV for kids to make them into good, wholesome Imperial subjects. I would like you to make a willpower test, please, at a +20.
Oh, wow. Demon shit going on right there.
For the briefest of moments, you're back on Granithor. You remember watching the show as a child, sat with your sister. Happy days before the killing began. And then you're back. You snap out of it. You manage to retain your faculties. You don't lose your shit at the memory. Canni.
Hey, I'm going to walk inside and then shut the door after me.
Okay. The door is shut.
That'll be me.
One-
Move and
Yeah,
and
okay.
shut the door.
There you go. One of the things, Siegfried, as you glance at the image of the boy, you do notice that the same dark hair, the same narrow set eyes, the same jawline. He's definitely reminiscent of your target, Rudolf Gustav, but it's not Rudolf Gustav.
He shrunk himself as a cover.
Possibly a child of Rudolf Gustav's. Or a midget version. Who knows? More likely a child. Or it's Warcraft. Who knows? Gaius.
Oh, you've made it a morality. I don't think probably
Oh no, the morality of it.
morality of brutally assassinating a random hab worker.
Me? Would I do such a thing? No. Gaius, give me an awareness
Give him
test.
a nod. No loose end.
No.
Stuff bag. Stuff tub. Blaze.
Always put him in the stew pot, can't we?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
I see shit.
Um.
I see it all.
We couldn't possibly be creating an enemy by killing his father. You know, what I mean, it's not like he'd ever come back to sort of get us like that. You know, what I mean?
You,
just
Gaius, you hear a sound from beyond the door that you're standing by to your
Mhm.
east. It sounds like a slight splash of water and a voice that goes, "Yeah."
Is it Alan playing with the
What would you like to do with your turn?
I'd like to comms to the group. Right. Hush tones, people. Siegfried, what have you seen?
That would be a free action. Siegfried, don't reply. Don't reply. Don't reply. Reply on your turn.
And okay, so do a carry on mine.
Yep. So you've still got an action.
Yep. So guess we need stealth up. I'm gonna.
We're about to do the empty.
Comms Canni to come near me. Say Canni. Let's get here together. So I'm gonna move over so Canni can move up.
Okay. Where are you moving over to?
But he's gone crazy. Keeps moving with my dice. I didn't want to put him there.
Yeah, you're stood in the sink right now. Gaius awkwardly climbs into the sink.
Turns on the hot water tap. I'm having a bath.
Are you moving quietly, Gaius? Are you doing a stealthy move?
Yeah.
Or are you moving normal?
Why not?
Give me a silent move test, please.
All right.
I mean, the blaring volume of the hollow box TV thing is, it's pretty loud, so it's probably going to mask some of movement.
Oh, not too bad.
That's not bad. That's not bad. And I've rolled a 99, so that's all right. Okay, so that's Gaius's turn. Canni, the same rigmarole, please.
Awareness. Do shit.
Okay. You don't hear anything from the door beyond, but you do hear this sound. It sounds like someone's splashing water briefly from the door where Gaius just moved away from.
I'd like to move silently up to the door.
Okay. Give me a silent move test.
Okay, and I'd like to open the door.
Okay. The door is not locked. You open the door. As you approach the door and you open it, it squeaks a bit. And you hear a voice call out. See, it's not coming from beyond the door you open. It's coming from near Siegfried. Siegfried, you see the child speak. It appears he might have heard the door squeak. He goes, "You all right, Dad?" But he never takes his eyes off the TV set.
He's not all right.
He is. He's fine. Right. Let me just open the door for you. No.
I'd like to retrieve the nail.
Second. You peer into the door. Gaius, you can probably see this as well through the sliver of the angle you're at. It appears to open up to another door to your east. There is another door to the south that is open, which appears to glimpse into a filthy, rundown bathroom. And there, lying in the bath, splashing about, his eyes closed, the grey, pallid complexion of an obscure addict you would be familiar with, Canni. There is the form of the man you've come for, the familiar visage of Rudolf Gustav. His eyes are shut. He's laid back in the bath, splashing around with one hand, just going, "Oh, yeah." He's off his tits.
Oh dear.
And I'm just going to put him into the initiative order.
How loud is that nail?
You don't know, you never fired it. Gustav, on his turn, sinks a little lower into the water, so his face is just barely visible above the waterline. And he just starts going, second. He just lays there and he goes, oh, his mood suddenly changes. He goes from, being quite ecstatic, and this can happen on Obscura. Your mood can change dramatically. And he goes from being quite blissful to suddenly going, oh, Sasha, my sweet Sasha. And he starts to sob. Gaius, give me an awareness test.
Duncan time.
I don't know why I always take my screen down. I just like to know. Don't see nothing.
So you do see Rudolf Gustav in the bath, and you can also see the child from here because Siegfried's moved the curtain a little bit, and you can see the small boy that Siegfried's watching. But you don't see anything untoward anywhere. So,
reaction. I'm going to whisper to Canni and say,
Still eyes. I didn't catch that, buddy. Did you whisper something?
Yeah, it was me whispering.
I missed it. Sorry, I missed it.
Why don't we make it look like he drowned? So for a big man.
Oh dear. Okay. It's good advice.
And then on Siegfried's go, talked about, wasn't I? Have we had Siegfried's go?
no, it's still your go.
Okay. Siegfried. Yeah. Sure, the boy doesn't see this. There we go. That's it.
Close the door. Right?
Okay. Are you doing anything for your action, Gaius?
I'm holding it.
Holding your action. Okay. Top of the round, Siegfried. Give me an awareness test.
Oh.
Okay, you have a good, solid listen and watch for a few minutes. I also want you to make, because you're sort of peeking around the curtain, I would like you to make a concealment test for me.
Minus 10 because I'm T.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
God.
Okay. The child is clearly fixated on this show. He just stares open-mouthed. He's not quite drooling, but you don't think he's far off. He is utterly entranced by this.
Perfect.
All the time you're doing this, you're listening, you're watching, your senses are heightened. This is what you were made for. You're pretty sure there's nothing untoward going on here, apart from the child and the man in the bath that your companions have seen. You think it's pretty safe right now to do whatever. What would you like to do with your action?
I'd like to con Canni, like. Do it, Canni. Now's the time. The boy's distracted.
Is this an open comms or it's just Canni?
This one's just a Canni.
Okay.
It's the cock.
Ready for that, Johnny?
Okay. Are you doing anything with your action, Siegfried?
I'm going to put the curtain. I'm going to move from behind the curtain and just place it back very slowly
Okay, cool.
to leave him to it.
Okay. Canni, your turn.
Okay, I'd like to walk inside and shut the door behind me, please.
Okay, give me an awareness test first.
Are there any windows? Were there any windows when I was thinking? No, there's no windows.
In the 41st millennium, there are no windows. Not for peasants. Okay, you don't notice anything untoward. Rudolf Gustav seems to be off his tits. You are an experienced man when it comes to Obscura. You've been in some right states. You know what it can bring. This guy has gone from joy, which you've experienced on Obscura, to deep-seated agony, emotional pain within seconds. Something you've never felt, but you've heard the stories of this. You know that Obscura can heighten your mood. It appears that Gustav is in emotional pain. Do you care? You step inside. You close the door. I would like you to make a silent move test if you're trying to move stealthily.
Do it, you big bastard. That's all right.
Door again squeaks. The child doesn't react this time. Neither does Gustav. That would be your turn. Gustav just lies there, sobbing still. Gaius.
Going to move silently. It's over here.
Give me an awareness test and a silent move test, please.
Okay. Don't say nothing. Silent move. Yeah, I'm pretty noisy. I might have to re-roll that silent move test with a fate point, actually.
Yeah, you do have one left.
As a fate point, can I just choose to stay still where I am instead of moving?
Tricky one that. You had already said you were moving.
Yeah. It's okay. I'll re-roll it.
Okay.
No worries. It's not getting into. It's a game.
Yeah, it's rolling back. Something is not something that's covered by fate points generally. Maybe me and Alan will outdo that.
I don't know. I mean, yeah, I don't disagree. You know, it's maybe just.
I go
Best
through.
believe it as you had it. So.
I walk back in the wall.
As you walk across to where you are, you knock a pan on the edge of the stove, and it clatters to the floor. I
knew I shouldn't have given him the fancy spirits.
Okay. So I'm just looking for something. Found it. Okay. It's quite loud as it clatters to the floor. Siegfried, it's your turn.
Okay. Okay, we should probably. How far have we got so far?
Give me an awareness test first of all.
Yeah. Oof.
I mean, you hear this pan. You don't hear any movement from the child. If he heard the pan, he's maybe not reacting. What would you like to do with your turn?
Okay, I'd like to retrieve the. So I'm going to move
You'd like to
Away.
retrieve the what, sorry?
the nail gun.
Okay. So, yeah, you can, as a half action, open the toolbox and take out the nail gun.
Yep.
You still have another half action?
Okay, I'm going to aim it towards. I'm just going to hold, aim it towards where the curtain might be open.
Okay. You have a plus 10 aim.
Oh, dear.
No, loose end. This is terrible.
Canni?
I'm about to commit a crime. Attack. Right.
Okay, I'm going to sit down on the edge of the bath. I can't see the bath because of dynamic lighting.
You will be able to when you move down. It's next to the toilet.
Okay, I see.
It's such a shame I can't see what Canni's doing now.
Yeah.
That's the other trouble with dynamic
Oh, there he
lighting.
is.
Well, I tell you what. I will remove the dynamic lighting because you have actually sort of. It's not going to make a huge difference. So there you go. You should be able to see now.
Oh, nice one. That's so much more sinister.
Yeah, I'm going to sit down on the. I'm going to sit down on the edge of the bath, and I'm going to pull out an IO stick and light it.
Okay. As you make your way in and start to sit down, lighting the IO stick as you go, the clatter of the pan from the other room, Gustav's eyes flicker open for a moment, and he goes, Rupert, you okay? And his breath catches in his throat as he sees the hulking form of Canni sit down on the edge of the bath and light an IO stick. And he panics. He leaps up to his feet and tries to climb out of the bath, and he slips, falls back into the bath. Three.
Oh dear.
Lands his head on one of the taps, and you see blood drip into the bath.
Got a good start for him.
It's his turn. Okay.
Bath time's over.
Gaius.
He's going to remain really still and hold his action.
Okay. Holding your action. Lord Von Morton, it is your turn.
Okay. Going to remain where I am. Aim at that bit of curtain where it might open.
Okay, so excuse me. That fucking curry has done me. So you are now at plus 20 aim. Canni. Oh, sorry, Siegfried. Did you give me an awareness test on that last turn?
No,
And Gaius, actually. And Canni. I don't know if any of you did.
I didn't.
Just assume I need one every turn unless I say otherwise.
Yeah,
It just doesn't come naturally. Wow. Made it.
Okay, so Gaius, you're pretty switched on right now. You're being very silent, very still, watching and listening. You hear the slip of Rudolf in the bath and a splash of water, but other than that, you don't hear anything else. Canni, it's your turn.
Yeah, well, it's like I say, I'll sit down on the edge of the bath, draw a hefty draw from my IO stick,
Yep.
and look at Gustav,
Mhm.
but not do anything else.
Okay. That's your turn?
Yeah, I mean, just wait for him to stop trying to headbutt himself on the taps.
Gustav, on his turn, pulls himself out of the water. And you see he has maybe cut himself on the tap. There's a little bit of blood in the water. Not too much. It's not like he's going to die from this. And he grabs his head and goes, fucking hell, who the fuck are you? And I'm going to bring us out of initiative order for a moment while we deal with this. He says, who the fuck are you? What are you doing in my fucking head?
Well, my friend, in a very literal sense, I am your worst fucking nightmare.
Fuck is going on? Just don't harm my boy. Please, don't harm my boy.
Look, I'm not gonna lie to you. There's no way that you're getting out of this house. Right?
Your voice just went real muffled there, Al.
Yeah,
That's better.
like it cut out of my headset and went back into like my speakers.
Yeah.
Can you hear me okay there?
Yeah, it's fine again now.
But yeah, I'm gonna say,
I'm gonna be honest with you. There's no way that you're making out of this hat block in one piece. But your boy, you could save the boy.
Okay. I want you to make your choice,
of intimidate.
intimidate or charm or anything like that you want to use.
No, I
Or
think
deceive if you're planning on killing the boy anyway. Entirely up to you.
No, I'm not, certainly not gonna. He doesn't know that. So I'll go for my best chance, which is intimidate. I hope I have another reroll left. I'm not sure if I do.
You have one left, yeah.
He's like, I'm not scared of you. I'm smacked off his tits. It's like more annoyed than I.
Okay. He looks.
Scary.
You're messing with a melon, man.
He looks you.
Messing with my
Yeah,
fucking
best of
eye.
He
I
looks
was
you
just
dead in
having
the
some chill
eye.
time in the bath.
Yeah, man.
He looks you dead in the eye, and his eyes. You see his pupils are fucking massive. He's clearly off his head, and he says, "Okay, well, just please don't hurt him. What do you want?"
You've upset some very powerful people. You know the name King Sanchez, Mr. King.
You see his eyes widen as he says that, and goes, "Fuck, yeah,
Then you know why I'm here.
yeah, I do."
So tell me where it is.
He looks towards the cistern of the toilet and just nods his head towards the toilet.
We shall open up the toilet.
Okay. I'm going to assume, unless you two say otherwise, you're doing the same as you were.
Yeah.
Siegfried aiming at the curtain where it could open. Gaius just staying very still.
Yeah.
You open up the cistern of the toilet, and inside, wrapped in a thin plastic bag, is a data slate.
Was
It
we
looks a
to
bit-
destroy or retrieve it was destroy it, wasn't it? I believe.
I think it was destroy it or retrieve it, whatever you felt was best. Because you don't know what's on it, and King Sanchez gave you the impression he didn't know exactly what was on it either.
Okay, in that case, we'll try and smuggle it out. I think I can't even read, so I'll take the data slate, and I'll say to him,
You made the right choice.
He says, "Yeah, I don't think that's true, really. So
Have
what
I?
happens now?"
Well, you just hang on a minute. You just hang on a minute.
we have to retrieve this evidence, don't we? Did we have to kill him? I think we wanted him to kill it. Sanchez.
Sanchez wanted him dead, yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
thought as much. You know,
So you just hold yourself. I'm going to talk to my fellows. I'm going to head back outside, open the door, and head out to the toolbox.
Okay.
We could bring back one of his fingers as DNA, like sort of evidence. You know, that could possibly be rather
You're such a nice guy, Siegfried.
rather than killing him and leaving his boys to fend for himself. That's arguably a nicer strategy than killing him.
So, is that your turn, Canni, moving to there?
Yeah, sure. I'll move back outside and talk to my fellows.
Yeah, we're going to go back into initiative order here, but you can have your conversation. That's fine.
Yeah.
It would be Gustav's go next, but he's just paralysed with fear in the bath. Gaius,
What's happening again?
give me the awareness test, please.
Oh yes, of course. Why? Get simple procedure done. It's terrible. But you know.
Okay, so you see Canni
I-
coming out of the bathroom. You also think you maybe hear footsteps in the corridor beyond the door to the south.
Oh, shall I go
What would you like
back?
to do?
I would like to just say, I hear some footsteps or the cobs.
Okay.
And what? And go and guard the door silently with a silent move test.
Give me a silent move test.
Of course, you could do a 15. That's not so bad at 21.
Okay. Siegfried.
Okay. I'm going to just remain where I am. I don't feel the need. I'm just going to be like, I'm going to comms Canni. What's the status of the subject?
Yeah, I got the evidence on that. I got it right. He had it in the fucking toilet, didn't he? The dirty bastard.
We need to, what do we do? Do we kill him? Do we kill him, or do we? I suggest that we don't kill him because this boy needs a father.
Well, I think he might be persuaded to run if we asked him nicely. Take his boy and get the fuck out of here. Never be seen again.
We do that, but where can he run to?
I don't know, anywhere but fucking here.
The
Down
carnival,
Hive. You can always make a life for yourself. Down Hive.
carnival, perhaps.
Maybe. I don't care where the fuck he goes. Sanchez doesn't have to know, does he?
It's either
We'll
that
just
or
tell him he's dead. What's he going to do? All he cares about is this evidence. If I tell him he's dead, he won't know any better.
did he want us to bring him sort of evidence? Like,
I don't recall whether he did or not. I don't recall that he said that he wanted proof.
He basically said he didn't know what this Rudolf Gustav had on him. And he basically said, destroy the evidence, bring me the evidence, whatever you think is best. Just kill Rudolf Gustav.
I'm going to
it's a message.
So yeah, he wanted him dead, didn't he? But yeah, he's not. I said I promised I'd fucking quiet him. You know, as long as we quiet him, it makes no difference to me.
I'm just going to. I'll just have a quick look at check the boys to watch TV.
Okay. I would like a silent move test for opening the curtain and just peeking around.
Bugger.
As you just twitch the curtain open a little bit. You don't know what it is, but somehow the child notices you do it this time, and he looks straight at you, and his face falls and goes, "Who are you?" Canni, it's your turn.
I'm gonna head. Did I get to the toolbox or not before? Actually, never mind. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
You had one of the toolboxes, didn't you?
Yeah. Okay. I said I'd like to hold in my hand Fenris, the special hammer that Vanessa provided for us.
Yep.
I'm going to talk to Gustav. I'm going to say, my friend here, he's in a merciful mood for once. I don't know why. Normally such a cold-blooded killer. But he says that you and your boy deserve a chance.
I'm bringing us out of initiative order again for the moment. And he says, "Okay, what do you want from me?"
Well, Sanchez told me to kill you, you see, so I can't have you turning up somewhere and not being dead. You need to get out of it. You need to go somewhere where Sanchez won't find you.
All right. I don't really know anywhere. I've lived my whole life here. I suppose the wastes, is that far enough? Going to the wastes?
Yeah, waste sounds good. Well, old Siegfried, didn't you want me to take him back to the Canni?
Yeah, but if we could get him, could we get him out? He lives here, but why would he have any to get out of here?
So where's the waste exactly?
The wastes is beyond the city limits of Desolium.
Yeah.
It's
There are
outside of
multiple
the hive.
ways. It's outside the hive. There are multiple, not necessarily. There are multiple ways out of the wastes. Canni would know some of them. Some of them are on the lowest levels of the hive. You've probably even had a look before, ventured out and had a look. In fact, Siegfried and whoever else went hunting Seraph that time. You were right on the edge. You actually came to a ruined part of the hive wall where you could see into the wastes.
Yeah.
It's basically a sandy desert, the whole of the planet. But there are settlements. Siegfried and Gaius would know from their briefing when they first came to Desolium, and Canni would know by rumour. There are settlements out in the wastes. Some of them are criminal. Some of them are terrifying. Some of them are perfectly ordinary people that eke out a living in the wastes. It is possible to survive in the wastes.
Well, I see it's waste is a better chance than you got in this bathroom alone with me. Maybe you go down, Hive, I don't know. Just anywhere the way Sanchez can't find you. I don't care.
Okay. Yeah. Whatever you say. Please, just don't hurt my boy.
Yeah. We'll not hurt your boy.
And I'll stand up, finish my ice stick.
Okay.
Let's see if we regret this decision. And I think we're going to head off, I think we've got what we need.
Okay. You've got the data slate. Are you all leaving?
No. I need to do. I'm gonna vox to. I'm gonna come to Canni. Like. I'm first of all. I'm gonna say "Shh" the boy like that. Just like put my fingers to and just go that. Then I'm gonna say everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay.
Give me some sort of fellowship test, charm, or whatever you've got.
Commit minus 10, isn't it? Fatigued.
Yeah.
I ain't got shit. Fellowship LB. Probably gonna just get the shit up. Yeah, that's a fail.
Okay. You say that's the boy, and the boy is just still looking at you, terrified. He barely moves. He doesn't bat an eyelid.
As long as he's quiet, you know what I mean? That's the main thing.
Okay.
What we need to do is, I still think we need to bring something back just for Sanchez, so we can get a DNA match or something like that. He might want something like that as proof.
Don't you worry, mate. I'll give him my word that the situation has been dealt with.
Will that
He'll trust me.
Has anybody included me in the conversation yet?
Yes, sir. We're talking openly, buddy.
Is it an open chat?
Yeah, we're just talking. I think we're talking openly.
Oh,
Not using comms.
not using comms now?
I'm sorry, but like I would fulfill a contract. It was your orders and your duty. Kill that man. Gain Sanchez's trust. We should really take him his hand or his foot or his head.
Finger.
I don't know. The man's in the bathtub. I'm not feeling the battle spirit flowing through me. You want to kill him?
You want to come out the room then? Well, I do.
I say leave him be, Gaius. What do you care? Since when did you care about fulfilling the needs of a fucking criminal overworld? Isn't that the opposite of what a cop wants to do, eh? Now you want to fucking do his fucking bidding? Are you meant to be following the fucking law? What kind of a fucking policeman are you? Doesn't make any fucking sense.
I'll miss charity.
Just like to kill my opponents in the arena, don't like to kill them in a bathtub, alright? Where's the honour in that? Hey, killing a fucking boy. It's a fucking... No, we don't need to do it.
There's no honour in killing a boy.
Yeah, fucking leave him be.
He's not even running. Frozen.
Well, I completely respect that, Canni. Let us do one. Oh no, I'm just going to turn around and go to see this guy. If I come back here in half an hour and you are not gone, you will be dead.
Give me an intimidation check, please, guys.
Oh no, they're just going to laugh at me now.
I don't think he's going to laugh at anyone right now.
Mr. fucking Charity. Cannibal Charity.
The roles are reversing. Psychopath Siegfried and fucking cannibal butcher Canni and the purest man on 47 Capella. The roles are all fucked up, man.
No, what's happening, man? He's been eating my sin. That's what the problem is.
Yeah.
That's why.
Guys, no, this is.
I shoot him in the back when they're walking up.
He's been eating my sin. That's the problem.
You don't understand. He's a man who follows orders. This is part of his job and his duty.
It is.
He feels quite like strongly about this, really.
Gaius, Rudolf Gustav looks you square in the eyes and says, "I said I'd go. That means I'll fucking go. All right."
What do you have? Like, I'm just going to say, I'm just going to
wash your balls. That I'm walking out.
I'm going to basically say that what do you have on this son? Anyway, why does he want you dead?
Oh.
Are you moving into the room?
I will not. No, I'm just shouting this down the corridor. I'm not shouting it, but just sort of saying it down the corridor. I'm going to comms it to Canni. I'm like, Canni, ask him what he's got. And what makes
he's got his right fucking ear.
Yeah, Canni has got the data slate. Yeah,
it's perfect.
Yeah, I'll read it later when I choose to read it.
Yeah, but Canni, what's he got on him?
Yeah. Well, I don't fucking know, do I?
Water. He's got water on him. That's it. Bubbles and water. And
tell me, you want to back this shit up, Siegfried, don't you? That's what you want to do. You want to back up this data before we give it on. That's what you want.
Insurance policy.
Makes sense. Don't you worry. We'll find out what's on this slate. Don't you worry about that.
Yeah, we'll get Otto on the task.
Yeah, the old burn victim. Yeah.
Yeah. But we do need to take something back to prove that we've done the hit.
Don't worry. He'll trust me. The Decileum guy is a guy of his word, isn't he?
Yeah, but surely a token gesture, maybe a finger or something like that.
What's it with you and the fingers, man?
I
don't
agree.
know.
Let's get
Yeah.
the fuck out of here. Come on. We've wasted too much time.
What's to stop him from going straight to the sanctuary?
Nothing stop him apart from the fear of fucking God. Fear of the God Emperor. We have to take. We take a little gamble here. Yeah, maybe it'll backfire, but you know the die is cast.
Dies. Well, normally I'd kill everybody here, but for some strange reason I don't feel that that's the right thing to do.
Well, if Siegfried doesn't want to kill him, you know he might be on something. Hey,
Yeah.
you know what I mean, Gaius?
You like head on. I'll clean up around here.
We're supposed to be doing. We're supposed to be good, aren't we? We're supposed to be good guys.
You lot head on. I'll clean up around
Fuck
here.
off, Gaius. Come on, get the fucking move on. Fucking animal. You've been eating too much sin.
Make sure he goes off.
You've eaten too much sin. Get the fuck out of here. Come on.
You lot can't do your duty.
Duty to who? To a fucking crime boss. Come on, what you want to do?
I'm gonna put it.
Fucking duty.
Contract
I'm
of
gonna put
honor.
the gun.
You know stuff like that.
No honor amongst thieves. You've heard that one.
Yeah, okay. That's maybe what I've got wrong.
I'm gonna put the gun back in the toolbox and say, "Don't worry. Sorry, that probably just looked bad. We were just here for some routine maintenance, son. Like that to this boy. We were just here for some routine maintenance in like the. Don't be concerned with it. It appears everything's in order. Yeah, I say we should just get out of here. But in case of verification, I'm going to have to take a small token to King Sanchez just to add to this, and then I'm going to reach in and get the pliers out.
Okay.
And just but do it carefully, like not so the boy can't see.
Well, the boy's still in the living room, isn't he? Anyway.
Yeah.
We nearly got away with it.
I'm like, Canni, come here a second, Canni.
What? So how many fucking times have I told you? Fucking get a move on. You and the fucking pliers. Hey?
Yeah, so I'm gonna slide the pliers down the hallway towards you.
Oh, do we have to do this to the poor guy? One thing's like,
Just
put it
take
on
a bit
side.
off him. I've got a medic. I can bandage him up and say it was relaxed.
Come on. I've fucking had enough of this place. Not fucking
Yeah.
chopping his finger off. I've just fucking spared him. I can't go back in with the pliers, can I, eh?
No, but
That's
guys,
not fucking sparing him.
I'll
guys,
do it. I'll do it. Don't worry.
I know you will fucking do it now. Fucking a lot of you. Come on. I'm going to start
No,
grabbing
yeah,
both
yeah,
of them
yeah,
and,
you're right.
and pushing them away from the fucking scene.
look at all these tools.
I'm going to try and
I'm in the toolbox going,
I'm going to try and like.
There's a
shuffle
chisel
them
here.
alive.
We can do that. You know what I mean? Got that hammer, like, and then I'm looking at the nail, going, it's a bit might be a bit loud. Fuck it, let's just go.
Oh, dearie me.
I don't want to, and then I'm just saying on the hallway, I don't want to see your face ever. Otherwise, I'll be the last thing you ever see. Like that. And then,
And as I walk out the room, with the other two in tow, like Canni towing us.
remember, and I'm going to say,
I'll be like, you
remember,
two performed admirably in there. The God Emperor respects your choice, but let's hope it doesn't lead us down a damned path.
I know any second alarms going to go off, and then we're going to be on the run. So it's like, maintenance complete. We'll just have to say, it was just a side project.
Why don't we go fix a fan?
Yeah, let's go and have a look at this fan.
Let's go fix a fan.
It's probably it's not really broken. It's not really broken.
You and that fucking turbine. Honestly,
Can Vanetta hear us?
Visit it.
Can Vanetta hear us?
No,
Press on the button.
The fan was never broken. Vanetta faked the response.
Yeah.
She faked the call for assistance for a broken fan, even though it isn't broken.
Yeah. Okay. So we've completed. We'll just go and leave. We're not going to nail gun people to the walls of the hub.
What is it with you and the fucking pliers? I told you once, I've told you a fucking dozen times.
Yeah,
Always with the fucking pliers.
Old habits die hard.
Well, we're gonna mosey on out of here, I think.
Out.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep an eye on Gaius to make sure he doesn't double back.
Okay. So
As Canni nips to the corner of this building and has a wee.
so as you leave, are you leaving via the same route you came in?
I think we should take the same route, yes.
Yeah.
I'd like an awareness test.
Still deeply disturbed, but didn't finish our contract.
I'd like an awareness test from each of you
Stuff.
as you leave.
You weren't even there. You didn't even see Sanchez.
Yeah.
Right. What we do?
That's
Awareness.
true, actually, yeah.
You didn't want anything to do with him. I don't think it. And now you fucking like his fucking best henchman. So what is
I
going on?
even know him.
Fucking-
He's such a lucky boy.
You should stay off that sin.
I am not a sinner.
You're a sin
This is
eater.
work. Emperor's
eaten
work
too much,
I'm
son.
doing. You're not fulfilling your duty as them preparing soldiers by carrying out the sin.
Yeah. Let's leave.
Okay.
Let's go. Do it.
Awareness test off the other two of you, Siegfried and Gaius.
Okay.
I failed already. Yeah.
Bet you love saying that to us, Dave.
Blissfully aware that we're surrounded by his bathside alarm and sealing the rubber duck was a
No.
So, as you leave, who saw him initially?
Me and Johnny saw
Yeah.
him.
Siegfried and Canni, you do see these small insect-like devices in the sky, still just patrolling up and down the streets. You leave the hab block, retracing your steps. No one checks you as you leave, like they did on the way in. And you leave the Wendlelock. Rudolf Gustav is still alive. Threatened. You have the evidence, and he's been ordered to leave the hive. Will this have repercussions? You don't know. But did you do the right thing? Perhaps.
I think we did.
No thanks to Hayden.
Interestingly,
You lot did not clear up all loose ends.
Interestingly, in this non-Inquisition mission, the roles were reversed. Gaius took the path of darkness, and the two of you that have clearly already trod that path multiple times chose the path of good. What would you like to do is you leave the Wendlelock unobstructed. Nobody challenges you.
Feeling, I don't know. Got a bit of good karma flowing around my system at the moment.
Jump up and snap my feet together as I'm leaving.
You're gonna what? Sorry, snap your feet together.
Yeah, jump up and clip my heels together as I jump up. Like a victory clip. Yeah,
I'm just gonna say to the guys, I'm like, another job well done. Like,
Yeah, it was a job well done. Yeah, I think we did all right, but we shall see what time will tell. Anyway, either way, we've got something on Sanchez.
I don't feel like mine was the path of darkness. Mine was the route
Path of efficiency, German efficiency.
Yeah. Yes, of course.
So,
Of course.
Shoot them all. Shoot them.
Bolter and blade.
I felt like that was the wrong thing to do. I mean, to leave a boy.
We didn't need to.
I didn't
need to do is put that guy's head under the
not
water.
Particularly lost his balance. Leave the boy without
Not carry on the conversation and then just sneak out. All you need to do is stay away from that curtain.
Are you
all I needed to do is be so not ham-footed.
Are you heading? Are you heading back?
Yeah,
Are
I
you-
think we should. I think we should head back to the mansion first.
Yeah.
Okay. Does anyone want to have a look at the data slate on their way
Yeah,
back?
I'll have a look.
Okay. So you walk back, back through the Wendlelock's exit, back through the workers' district, and you head down through the various layers of the hive and back down the lift. As you're going down the lift, you decide it's quiet enough. You can have a look at this data slate.
Can I read it after you?
You turn it on. You find a single file, a video file. You play it.
Yeah.
The recording splutters to life. A grainy, low-resolution image, low quality. The image wobbles around a moment and then settles at a slight angle. One corner of the screen is blacked out as though the lens is partially covered by something. It looks like the device was perhaps stuffed into a pocket, as though someone was trying to make a sneaky recording. The person making the recording, Rudolf Gustav, you imagine, moves forward. The image blurs slightly as he goes with each step, pushing his way through a crowd of what looks like hive workers. Many of them carry drinks, stumbling about, laughing, dancing. The sound is distorted, overloaded by what you can just make out to be thudding pound music. The surroundings of the environment feature aluminium tubes strung with glow globes, spray-painted flatboards, bedecked with colourful murals and abstract designs. The ropes of lights hanging from the walls pulse in time to the thudding pound music, pumped in through crude caster systems hanging from the ceiling. All three of you make a perception test at -10.
So be club. We're in.
You'll be at -20, Johnny. No, you won't. You'll be at -10 because it's site-based.
Yeah. Oh, terrible.
Gustav, the recorder, approaches a booth, and within it, two figures sit talking. Two more figures, both heavily muscled, huge men, stand at the entrance to the booth. Their attention switches towards the recorder of this video as he closes the distance. One of them holds out a hand, shaking his head as Gustav tries to enter the booth. Gustav appears to try to push past. The camera shakes as Gustav attempts to force his way in. Clearly, struggles take place. The struggles suddenly cease, and you see the form of King Sanchez, a look of curiosity on his face. He beckons Gustav forward and shakes his head at someone off screen. Gustav lurches into the booth as though dragged by someone unseen, perhaps the huge gorilla of a man he had been struggling with. The sound of the pound music suddenly drops to nothing. Everyone make an intelligence test at +20.
Mm-hmm.
Canni, you remember a similar effect happening when you went to Ludmilla's den and met with King Sanchez. Make a tech use test at +10, please, Canni.
Dave. That
Yeah.
sounds like such a Skyrim cave name.
Ludmilla's den.
Yeah, it does. Sounds good.
Okay. The voice of King Sanchez comes onto the now very quiet recording. It says, "We will give Mr. Ramanova one more chance to reconsider his decision." He says to another person sitting opposite the booth, a woman of considerable physique, heavily muscled and tattooed, wearing flak vest and leather trousers, her hair dyed a metallic silver. Sanchez then waves her away and she stands and leaves, glancing warily towards the camera and then vanishes off screen. "Who is this?" asks Sanchez. "Dunno," rumbles a deep voice. "Some hive rat trying to get at you. He had this on him." With a clatter, a crude, dull-edged knife lands on the table before Sanchez. He considers the weapon for a moment, takes a long drag on his cigar, and then picks up the blade turning it over a few times in his hands, inspecting it, and then smiles. My competitors are either stupid or foolish to think they could bring about my demise in such a way. No, that is not who or what this is. Who are you, assassin? And you hear the voice of Rudolf Sanchez, who you've just met. He says, "You killed my Sasha, you fucking bastard! You took away the woman I loved and my son's mother! I'll fucking kill you, you grox fucker!" The camera shakes again as Gustav struggles against whoever is holding him. The view jerks suddenly, and you hear a sharp smack, as though Gustav has been struck. "No, Doras," says King Sanchez. "No need for violence. Our new friend here is clearly in duress. Perhaps his grief has clouded his judgment. What is your name, you who dare to try and murder me? Why do you think I killed this Sasha?" "You blow up 44-7 Beta, you fucking cunt! She'd been transferred there, was cleaning up after the evacuation, and you fucking blew it up, you piece of shit!" cries Gustav. You see, for a fraction of a moment, Sanchez's expression wavers, a small twitch. Recognition? Guilt? Realization, perhaps? "I believe you are mistaken, sir. Clearly, you should leave while you still can." Whoever is holding Gustav begins to drag the struggling hab worker away, and another struggle occurs. You hear Gustav yell once more, "Sasha only took the job to pay for Rupert's tuition. He was going to be a tech, have a better life than we could ever give him, and you fucking killed her, and now he's doomed to spend his life scrubbing air vents like his old men." The struggle continues for a moment. Sanchez speaks once more. He holds up a hand. "Wait." The view settles back on Sanchez, still jostling about as Gustav struggles against his captor. Sanchez sits, cigar in one hand and the knife in the other. He draws on the cigar once and expels the smoke into a thick cloud that billows around him, and then he looks away, clearly deep in thought. He looks back at Gustav. There's a look on his face. Is it compassion? "My new friend," Sanchez says, "I have no idea what you are talking about, but perhaps I can help you. Seeking a better life for this Rupert, your son? No? This is an honorable pursuit, one I can empathize with. I will make you a deal. Allow me to pay for his tuition. I am not an uncharitable man." "You fucking murdering fuck! You think you can pay me off? I'll fucking kill you, you cunt!" yells Gustav. Another struggle, and after a few moments, an oath cog lands on the table before Sanchez. The crime lord picks it up and examines it. "Rudolf Gustav, listen to me, and listen carefully. Your decision to come here, to try to take my life, was a stupid one. Brave, yes, but very stupid. However, I am not a cruel man. I understand your plight better than most, I would imagine. And now I offer to help you, to help your son to better his life, as you say. I can see you are consumed with grief. Perhaps your grief has misdirected you, and I am willing to forgive your outburst, your manners, and your ungrateful response to my generosity. I will give you the funds to provide your son with— Fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you! She's fucking dead, you fuck! Her and 200 others are assigned to clean up that doomed fucking place! The Emperor damn you, you son of a— There's a smack. Gustav yells in pain as he doubles over to the floor. Doras, no! Sanchez stands and walks around the table, steps close to Gustav. His face vanishes off the camera as he leans in close to the struggling, grieving widower. But you hear his voice. My generosity is not without limits, Mr. Gustav, nor is my patience. Take the money and leave. Before I change my mind, I will arrange for further payments to compensate you for your loss. What happened to your wife was unfortunate. An accident. A fucking accident? You broke down the whole plant! It was supposed to be empty, says Sanchez. The leak, the evacuation. 3 days is standard before sending in cleanup crews. I neglected to consider the greed of those who profits from such things. Sanchez steps back and sweeps back his hair in frustration, stubs out the cigar on the table, and then turns to Gustav. I am sorry for your loss, Mr. Gustav. Nothing I can do will change what happened or bring back your Sasha. Take the money, make a better life for you and your boy, and know that your loss is now mine. You son of a bitch! You murdering fucking... The rest of the file descends into chaos as Gustav is dragged from the building. The view jostles and distorts. The sound is a mix of shouting and screaming, and the pound music blares once more for a minute or so. Then the view tumbles and spins before ending up looking upward at the distant ceiling of the mid-hive. Then Gustav steps into view, bending down to pick up the data slate. Motherfucker, he mutters. I've got you now. And that's where we'll end it.
Oh, good stuff.